Oh, I haven't got any cutlery.
Didn't happen, did it?
Good evening! Hello, we are Die Rolling. We are 6 UK-based Dungeons & Dragons players on episode 18!
18!
Sweet 18.
We're officially legal.
In
of
this
season
country.
1 of the Star Engine.
Hello, boys. Pink lemonade?
Mom! Welcome back.
Nice.
Clary, would you care to provide us with one of your whimsical collaborations?
So much for gravitas.
I would love to, however my memory does not serve me too well, but I'll give it a go.
I believe in you.
Told you shouldn't have given up alcohol.
I know, my brain is a mess. I really need that downer. Okay, here we go. Previous session,
Previously.
we started off by taking a long rest. That
We
was
did.
as
We did.
exciting as it got. We avoided getting swollen up by more water. The Dungeon Master using some Deus Ex Machina to move us on. And we moved on into the flap corridor that are very...
Is that what we're calling it now? The flap
corridor, through the flap. And,
Thought it's flat.
correct. We headed down the...
Something wrong.
down the soft, pink, veiny corridor. It swayed left, it swayed right. It swayed more left than right. And we ended up at a doorway, looking into an open room. Numerous things happened. You turned into a spider.
Once again.
Zolan went over. There was a bridge in front of us. You almost died.
I got peer pressured into it, by the way.
Seeing a dark figure.
There was, yes, strange
And we-
hooded figure at the end of the bridge.
We rewound.
We ran away.
We figured that
We
was
ran
a bad
away.
idea. So we headed back down the
Brave
corridor,
Sir Us ran away.
regrouped, and went into the room that was directly in front of us, ahead of us. And lo and behold, it was the other side of the bridge. So we knew that this evil, dark creature, this hooded creature, was going to be ahead of us, and we prepared. Our wizard of our group prepared a large fiery ball spell,
Balls of fire.
I don't know why it's funny. Malkin
But it is.
prepared his hand.
I followed your great fiery ball across the bridge.
Correct. You prepared your hand laser beams.
Yes.
And we headed over the bridge. A fight ensued. We did get the jump on the monster.
We
which
did.
was great.
Yes.
It's
Probably
used,
the only reason we survived.
It's used its evil, dark, void-like eyes
Nice face
thing to down two of our party. Both
It
Claire
exploded.
and
Like his head expanded to a point where two of us went down.
two of us went
Yeah,
down.
two went down.
Malkin almost tripped over and died
Yep.
off
Yes.
the bridge.
Should
Yep.
have been embarrassing.
Yeah.
And we finished this session by having defeated the creature, trying to burn and melt its shadow out of existence, but unsuccessfully. Finishing on the opposite side of the bridge in this horrible, horrible cavern. And that is where we join our Dungeon Master for the next session of Die Rolling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
Thank you, Clary. Wonderful as ever.
Great.
You make your way to the other side of this bridge. Anguished, in pain, still tormented by the horrors that you've seen before you. A few of you near to death. But alive.
Could we stop for a breather for a few minutes?
Yeah, I'm not feeling so well. I could do with a sit down and a ham sandwich. You know.
Sounds like a good idea.
I assume I have ham sandwiches in my herbalism kit.
Holistic ham sandwiches.
There's one in my climber's kit, if you want it.
It's been in there a little while.
It might not be ham.
Since we bought that in Brogan.
It's definitely hyena.
I translate that as maybe some form of shortish rest.
Shortish, yes.
Ham sandwich length.
Yeah, just... about it.
So you're on the north side of this bridge. In this,
As long as there's nothing coming that's imminent of doom quality.
Yes, we do not know what is around this area. Perhaps if we rest here, it could...
We should use our eyes. What is here?
So you've obviously just crossed this bridge. So to the south is this large cavern that you're in, with this narrow bridge that's widened out in this sort of egg-timer-like shape. And you're on the wider north side. You look across to the east again. You can see that fleshy entrance to the side of this cavern that you had been upon previously.
And to our north, does it come down into another doorway or a hallway?
So
or
into your north, you have this great darkness. It seems darker, even with all of your dark vision. This seems, you can still see there, but it's certainly darker than regular dark. it's
extra dark.
extra dark. But it seems to continue north. It widens out. You're looking at about 40 feet across, and it seems to be sort of a dog leg slightly away to the right, but it's a large, winding, cavernous corridor of sorts.
Is there any sign of imminent or onrushing danger?
What light have we got at the moment?
My shield will be there.
Okay, so your shield's still lit, so you can, pitch black, but for the shield for you. You can certainly give me a perception.
Shine your shield down there. Let's have a...
Shine your light out. Okay, I'll do that.
Which one was it?
Oh. Well, that's a good start.
I'll let you guess.
It's about as good as it gets.
Evidently, the light shining down the tunnel.
It's just shining at you.
It's just straight in my eyes. Yeah.
Am I helping?
No,
Is this
no,
good?
completely blind. That was a 1.
Yeah, you know the outcome.
Dazzled. Yeah. All I can see is.
Malkin
bright
seems to think
white
it is
light.
safe.
I really need to rest.
It's safe within the length of that I can feel for anything.
I need to perhaps... I could maybe push on, but I'm more worried about Clara. We're going to need his support.
I can watch and not rest.
I just need to meditate for a little while.
Just 1 to 2 ham sandwiches time. That'll be fine.
Couple of butties.
Nice.
So you're taking a short rest just where you are.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Roll some of these HDs.
So you can all roll hit dice.
Oh, cool. We are allowed.
Thornir, you keep watch for that hour. On high alert. I mean, this is as far from the woodlands as you've ever experienced.
I am terrified.
But there's
Then
nothing.
you're very alert.
You hear again this sort of deft sound. It's this deadened sound anytime anyone speaks or you.
Like the air being sucked from your ears.
Yeah.
Well, if I wasn't scared before,
you'd expect. You'd expect this echoey noise, but it just doesn't seem to be around there. This, despite it being a fairly cavernous, open space. Yeah, feels like you're in a small little room.
Seems like a badly dubbed film.
Yeah.
A rain scene, but you can't hear the rain.
Yeah. Not that you know what a film is.
We make films in, in the forest. We've discovered that technology.
shining a
That's
light.
about all we have.
Shining
We found-
a light
we
through
found this,
very
like,
thin films of
Box
apparatus.
in the ground. We think it might be alien. It plays the moving picture.
Yeah.
But we haven't got to my arc yet.
It's just Saving Private Ryan over and over again.
Just falling leaves.
Just leave him.
Just leave him.
I'm short rested.
Oh,
Visually stunning film. Well done, Stephen.
The time passes without interruption.
Right, I finished my meditation. I feel revigorated.
Nollis, do you feel well enough to go ahead and
I think
maybe
so.
use your shield
Feel good.
to light the way?
I'll be up first.
I shall follow
I
at
will
his
face
shoulder.
whatever darkness is down that corridor, and I will question it what its motives are.
As long as you face the light into the darkness and not at
What are
me.
you saying? What are you talking about?
And there we go again. I'll follow on behind
This is
you.
a courtesy. The rest of us can see.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see even less now.
It must be hard to be human, no?
It's terrible. I feel afflicted.
I will go first.
Okay.
Nollis is
I'll
gonna head first
follow on
the
behind
count.
you.
Okay. So what's your order at the moment? Nollis is first.
Second.
Probably near the back. Not at the back.
I'll go last if.
Oh, okay, fine, I'll get that.
Claire in the middle. Okay, so you're in this stone, 40-foot wide, 20-foot tall, somewhere between a corridor and a room.
A croom.
Where you've spent some time resting. It heads away northeast a little, and as you again, your vision is limited. There seems to be this darkness which prevents you seeing too far in front of you. And as you get to the end of this space, it appears the route splits into 4 distinctive paths.
Guys, nobody told me what to do if I was to reach a crossroads.
Split up?
So rather than
It's
Is
4
it a
separate
crossroads
paths, so
or
it's 5 in total.
four corridors?
so you kind of
wandering?
get to the end of this long thin room,
Uh-huh.
sorry, long wider room, and then there are 4 around 5 to 10 foot gaps which lead ahead of you. So sort of left to right, you've got 4 routes that you can
Right.
take, and they all seem to lead to very, very similar stone cavernous tunnels.
A wise man said, always go right. Because if you are right, you are more likely to be right.
I think actually, Zerlin said always go left to get out.
Oh, I knew it was one of the two.
It's only
Sometimes
statistics,
the
though.
sea elf
It's-
is confronted with the right thing to say and the wrong thing to say, and he only ever misses by one.
Generally, these are constructed mazes, not like biological tubes of
Are these biological
potential
looking
randomness.
tubes,
Yeah,
or is
this.
So
this stone?
as you're studying them, you can just give me an investigation roll.
Sure, that's wise.
Not. Well, it's better than 1. 7.
May I investigate?
Yes, please do. Somebody else. Maybe somebody with some
Malcolm
eyesight.
just looking at the wrong wall.
24.
24.
Still just seeing big yellow
Yeah,
spots.
so that
to be
you,
honest with you.
yeah, you see these 4. You see these 4 just stone corridors in front of you. You, Claro, also see the 4 stone corridors in front of you. You also see a 5th corridor to your immediate left, to the west.
Okay.
Which I say corridor. You see one of these entrance-like fleshy doorways that's just sort of shrouded by a little bit of stone, but you can see it. Looks like kind of a hidden way.
To me, these look like outlets into a bigger thing, like
What
some
about the-
some sort of sewerage system.
What about the other one? The other door?
The other
What
door.
other door?
It's just over there, and he's going to point at the door like it was always there.
So that's like the far left,
Yeah.
and then you've got 4 doors to its right.
He's a witch!
Okay, so we've got one gooey door and some pipes.
Firstly, if we're going to look around for things, Malcolm's the worst guy
Yeah.
to do that. So I'm just saying.
Stop
in the
saying.
future,
Stop suggesting that.
Stop looking.
Big-
Worst
Well,
guy.
you're the
Big
closest
yellow
person.
blob
Can I
creature.
look at the ground and just look? I know we're indoors and this might be an apparition, but if there's any like footsteps, if any like dust have been moved, does one of these 5 now that we've identified look to have been more trodden? Oh wow!
Oh, glad it's not just me.
Yeah, it's a 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Because it's stone, it's tricky to
Yeah.
be sure.
Oh, you
Can
rolled
you
a
check
2
that?
and got a 7.
Yeah.
I rolled a 5 and got a 7. This is why I shouldn't be looking.
Yes. This side of the table.
Yeah, you do. I'll do the hitting
We're like
stuff.
detectives over here.
Love to be a detective.
Nice.
So which way do we go, detectives?
I think we should take the door that's less obvious.
Is this one of those things where we're all like, yeah, let's go through the door that's less obvious, and then I go in, and then nobody else follows me, and then I go mad for a few hours? Yeah. Is there one of those scenarios?
Yeah, I think you should go first.
Well, possibly, but I'll be behind you.
You were behind me last time, and then
you didn't. I know that didn't work last time, but you never know. It can't always go wrong.
I'm convinced. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Reveal to me your secrets, door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke it.
Okay, so the left-hand
The
fleshy
flash door.
Fleshy door. So you, yes, kind of aim for where roughly you think the opening is, and as you fumble around and find it, again, it
I'm gonna poke it with my rapier.
slides each way and creates an opening similar to the previous fleshy tunnel that
Enter
you've
the
encountered.
sphincter of doom.
It opens up.
In I go, provided it's not surrounded by teeth or underwater or something like that.
So you walk straight in. It's this similar experience whereby you've got this kind of muscular, fleshy surrounding floor and ceiling, around 10 foot in all directions, and it seems to curve immediately sort of to the left, almost back to the south.
It's going back the way we came.
It might be the opposite of the other one. Maybe it goes to the other side of the cavern.
Maybe. I don't know when to find out. No.
We could see. Yeah.
It's gonna go through.
So you're heading through. Anyone else following him?
Yeah, Clara
Clara and Malcolm.
Yeah.
Everyone's heading down. Okay,
We're all
fine.
jumping in.
So you again walking through this familiar tunnel, very similar to the one you previously found, Thorny. No light at all, but for the blue glow. Walking slowly down, the air's thick, and as you walk on, probably a shorter distance than the previous tunnel that you'd walked down, as it winds vaguely to the left to the south of you. You reach another fleshy dead end.
I'm gonna poke it.
Go through very carefully.
I'm not going to jump through.
Last time it was a hole in a wall over a chasm type thing.
So I got a feeling this might be the same then.
So again, it opens up.
Oh, practicing that one.
And then,
That's what you were doing at work.
and then there's a sort of a T junction. Seems to head kind of southwest and northeast. Again, exactly the same one of these fleshy corridors.
I got the choice. Do I go left or right?
I vote for left with the show.
I'll go left.
Oh, there's only I've voted.
Already gone.
Left. Not just on me. I don't want to be responsible.
I'm going left.
I'm always
Right,
going
we're all
left.
going
It's just
Zoolander style.
can't tell.
Zoolander.
Zoolander.
So you head left, which is to the northeast. Just after 20 feet, again, you find one of these, what you presume to be a dead end or a door, and as you touch it, open it, your eyes adjust to this dark cavern once again. Indeed, you've arrived on the west side, but right in the middle. So, whereas the other entrance you'd found was kind of on the northeast of this cavern, close to the door, it was easy enough for you to get across there. This is like right in the middle of this cavern on the west side, so that
the bridge
as you
is
look
basically
parallel,
going straight across.
yeah, as you look parallel, you're staring across at the thinnest point of the bridge.
Should we go back the other way?
Go back the other way then.
Side?
Yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes.
Invert the other way.
Oh, hang on, unless it goes to the mad room. There was a.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Maybe I should head up on my own just in case.
Well,
No, because
Yeah,
if
very
you
well,
if you go Wahoonie again, then you'll need somebody to pull you out.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll mosey on over
we'll
to
go on
the
up,
side.
up the other way up the corridor.
Okay. So as you
Drink a couple of those.
So you head. Excuse me, just looking for one of those. Okay, so you head. Yeah, back down the other way.
Horrid.
Are you inverting your order, or is the person at the back carrying on at the front?
Now I'll invert the order.
So you're going to invert the order and overtake everybody again. Okay.
We're not crazy.
You head down this straight corridor, heading to the southwest.
Thank you, sir.
After 50 or so feet, again you reach one of these doors.
Now let's poke it.
Poke it.
Poke it.
With the shield hand.
You poke it.
Oh. That could
Again,
work.
it opens, and inside you see a 50-foot room. To the east of that room, you're approaching from the northeast, you can see the rear of a door.
Does the door look like it's carved on the side with faces on it?
Looks pretty similar.
Flee! Flee for your lives!
Should we turn around?
Yes.
Yes, let's not go into the madness room.
Yeah, I'm a backtrack.
So double backing, back.
I'm literally like shoving back with my shield.
Sure.
Like I'm phalanxing them.
It's
back
really
down
bright. And we're like,
Close again.
Yes. Touching you as you go through.
Any hair that you have kind of stands up on end. You get this
Ears out like that.
horrible feeling of what just took place only
Scared
hours
dog.
before. And so you're heading back up to the initial room,
Yeah, why not?
where the 4 passages split off. So you double back,
Okay.
back through that corridor, and you return back to that space where the 4 stone corridors.
All the previous doors now add together, no? We know where they all go?
I think so, yeah, it all seems to.
So.
Stay away from the flesh now.
Yeah.
So it's only these 4?
if life had things called save points in, there'd be one right here.
There'll be a Koopa right there.
We should go left.
Yeah, we should go.
Take the
Left, wait a minute.
leftmost tunnel then.
Yeah.
Tunnel number 1.
Tunnel number 1.
Tunnel number
From now
1!
on, it will be called Tunnel Number 1.
Tunnel number 1.
Tunnel number one.
Happy with tunnel number 1?
Yeah.
Shall we make it a group rule to, no matter what happens, we never go right?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm in.
Okay.
Left is always the first option.
Yeah.
I
From
totally
now
agree.
on. You don't know your right from your left, do you?
I do not.
No, okay.
Nor do I know what north, south, east, and west are.
So all our map making
Yes.
thoughts are just totally
It is all irrelevant.
fair enough.
I hadn't seen a map until I met you all.
And even then, it was one drawn by us. So
How do you navigate?
I do not need to. Celeste showed me where to go. That is why I'm here, no?
Which tunnel then?
The one on the left.
the one that we're all looking
She
at,
knows
so
this
he
one.
knows is the one on the left.
Yeah.
So you're heading to the left.
Yeah.
Tunnel
to the
number
left.
1.
Tunnel number 1.
Same order.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, Jack, tell us what's in tunnel,
Tunnel
number one.
Let's see what you could have won.
If it's a boat, we can go back. Or a helicopter.
Might be a dishwasher though.
Could always be a dishwasher.
Could be
After-
3
I'm
not
nights
carrying
abroad
that.
in Benidorm! Sorry, Jack.
After everything you've seen, this corridor is just surprisingly just normal, just regular. It's stone. It's a stone between 5 and 10 in different places, foot wide corridor, about 8 to 10 feet high above you.
Circular.
Seems- not perfectly circular. There's a planar floor.
It's like hewn stone? Carved?
It seems to be naturally formed.
Okay.
Is it stone? I'm going to pull a hammer out and tap it.
Tap.
Is it stone?
Yeah, easily work out that it's certainly stone. Yes.
This
Nice
is stone.
stone
Can correct.
Bit
Yeah,
stone
confirm.
cunning there.
It
If
just
only.
yeah,
It's stone.
the thing that catches your attention the most is just this is, whereas everything else you've seen so
Bizarrely
far has
normal.
been insane.
Too normal.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, I don't like
this
it.
is
It's
very,
too
very,
normal.
Very, very normal.
Is there a part that I can chip off?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I'm going to chip a bit off. And I'm going to keep it on
Fine.
my person.
Find the oldest block.
And
Take a
Okay.
chip off.
I shall do.
It's quite hard stone. It takes a
Yeah.
little bit of work.
Sorry.
You managed to get a small little
This-
pebble.
This is my barometer now for where potentially we are. In maybe this is when we wake up and this is not in my pocket. Who knows? It's my.
Can you please go and chip off a bit of flesh as well?
I'm a bit afraid, to be honest.
You've got to have,
Really
you got to have one for
afraid.
comparison.
What happens if it contracts and like a python? I'm sucked up. No, I'm gone.
So it seems to be bending off to the west.
Oh.
This path, whereas they were all pointing north originally,
Yeah.
it bends around to the west.
Let's keep going.
Onwards.
Again, just like everywhere else sort of recent, it's pitch black but for your shield light. And as you head to the west, continues on. There's not a lot of, again, you've still got this sort of deft sound, this deadened sound, no echoing of footsteps. The temperature is not noticeably cool or noticeably warm. It's quite tepid and reasonable. And as you head further to the west, you see that there's a hard kind of double back to the right. Looks like sort of a horseshoe back around to the right hand side. And as you presumably peer around that horseshoe,
Feel it around the edge.
Dexter's laugh.
at the very end of this
Image I've got in my head.
of this bend, as you can sort of peer around Nollis, around 40 feet in front of you, there's just this dark, just orb. Just similarly to when you stared at the face of the previous creature, or other times where you've seen pitch blackness. This is utter black nothingness in a floating orb, perfectly circular, just in the middle of the end of this corridor.
What's round the corner, Nollis?
There is a big circle of nothing.
A void?
Perhaps, if that is the word you would use in your tongue, yes, there is a void. A lack of something in a sphere type shape floating.
Okay.
Maybe I should go up and take a
No,
look.
no, I don't.
We should try
think
the
you
other
should do
tunnels
that.
first, I
don't
think.
think you should do that.
What if I throw something at it?
I've got hands full of sand. He goes into his pocket and he takes out 2 handfuls of sand.
You do have sand.
Are you going
Just
to
throw
put in a
this in
sock?
it. I have 2 times pockets of sand.
He does, from the bank.
On the bank.
Okay.
So you're going to walk right up to it.
No, not right up to
You can't throw sand far.
Yeah,
Just gonna-
sand. It's just unless you're going to put it in a sock.
Yeah.
I got +3 acrobatics.
Yeah.
Still only going to go about
I've got a water skin. If you want to wet that sand.
Turn it into a sand
sandball.
How I miss playing sandball with my brothers and sisters on the
Cool.
island.
So Clary's going to take his hands full of sand. He's going to put them on the floor. He's going to get someone to pour water on him. Thanks, throwing it. And he's going to create one good sand ball. And he's going to throw it at it.
This might
I thought we were joking.
So even if that first one doesn't hit, I'm not going to make an attack roll, because the second one would.
Oh, the second sand ball.
You throw the first or second ball.
How many pockets of sand have I used, Jack?
All right, make an attack roll.
You walked into that one.
17 plus, I don't know, dex.
Yeah, you're
3,
able
20.
to hit it easy enough.
Nice, one time.
The throw is efficient, and you manage to throw it directly
Put a
into the
wet sand
centre
back in your pocket.
of this nothingness. As
That's just going to be like a big lump.
as the sandball makes contact with this orb, just disappears.
Oh, I lost my sand.
Does it now look angry?
Shucks.
It looks like a void ball.
I think you should go and get it.
Tie the rope around it. Yeah, but
No, I think
I'm not
perhaps-
holding the other end of it.
I'm just going out on a limb here, and I think that every time we have experimented with these gaps in our reality, it hasn't gone particularly well.
No, it hasn't.
I think we
No.
should go back.
Let's investigate the other tunnels.
I think we
first.
should look up at the other
Tunnel
tunnels
two.
first. I think
Yeah.
Tunnel 2.
this is the tunnel that we should have come to, hopefully last.
Okay.
So you're heading,
Go
doubling back
there.
on yourselves.
Going back.
And we're now
Again, are
gonna-
you inverting your order again?
Yes.
Walking past everybody.
Excuse me, sorry.
Coming through.
Watch your
elbows,
feet.
elbows, feet.
So you head back down this corridor to the east,
Back
and
into the room
after
of four
around
corners.
100 or so feet, you return back to that space where the 4 entrances were.
So the next most left one,
Door 2.
door number 2, tunnel number 2.
Okay, so you just kind of
Tunnel 2.
getting back and then immediately
T2.
taking the first left round to that.
While we're doing all this, I'm going to light a torch.
What?
Okay.
Oh, shield not good enough for you now.
Well, just in case.
Well, that is most disrespectful.
Plus, you keep shining the damn thing in my face, and I can't see anything
Well,
for about 10 minutes.
I
afterwards.
pointed forwards, and sometimes you are stood in front of me. That is not really something I can deal with. Maybe you should stand in less awkward positions, Malcolm.
As you're shining it.
Looking straight at you.
Lighting a torch.
Let's do this.
So you manage to, you light your torch. You take that first left to this second corridor. Again, very similar architecture. It's this naturally formed, seemingly rock tunnel that immediately turns around to the left as well. It seems to follow probably a similar path to the previous tunnel, but just slightly parallel to the north of it.
I've got a funny feeling I know where this is going.
As you continue down to that a slightly shorter distance, it turns away to the right. As you follow it round further still for about another 40 feet, it continues on straight, but there seems to also be a turning to the right.
There is 2 options on this tunnel.
One of them is right.
We don't go right, so we go straight on.
We go left.
Go left.
Tunnel number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll continue.
I hope somebody's
1.1.
Yes, somebody's remembering all of this.
No, tunnel 2.1.
There was a time when the monkey book got written in.
The lemur!
The time where the monkey book had maps in it.
And
Yes.
all sorts of useful information.
This is now my chronicles of my adventures. The Under the Garden Fence.
They'd want to
It's
know
an
about these
encyclopedia by
tunnels.
Zolan. I'm writing it for
You
the
should be mapping out these tunnels
for
for
the,
them.
for the men of Baal.
My head tunnel map is infallible.
It's alright.
Nice.
Head tunnel.
You continue.
We're actually in a tunnel in his head.
That's the station.
Inception.
I wouldn't be at all surprised by that. At this point.
You continue further north. As you glance, do you even look in that room, or do you just head straight up?
We'll have a look.
We should look at it.
Yeah, let's
It's
have a
a
look.
film with teeth, piranhas,
Bees.
poisonous gas, bees.
You asked us, Dungeon Master, so we'll have a look.
We're going to have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
I spent hours writing it.
Please take a look.
Go on. You won't regret it.
Basically, the room is so shallow that unless you were intentionally not looking down there, you would see it.
Nobody's going to intentionally ignore it.
No, it's right. We only
Choice does not exist unless we have to go there through no other choice.
Anyone who looks in is a heathen.
To the right.
I
So
do not abide.
as you look straight into this room, it seems to be very shallow, just 10 to 15 feet. So there's a very short corridor of about a couple of feet, and then a sort of cavernous opening which just seems to be about 10 foot deep from what you can see of it. And in the centre of that, there's a box.
Treasure!
Oh yeah, we got to have a look in the box.
Of course he
Don't
does.
look in the
Go on,
box.
Malcolm.
Go on,
GT's
Malcolm.
right.
You're drawn
Nobody has died.
You're already
You
walking
to the
forward.
coin. Yeah.
So this would be a double back if you.
There's a box. We've got to. Yeah.
The torch just slowly disappears. Okay, go and get yourself eaten by a thing.
I'm going to have a look in the box.
It's definitely got teeth.
I'm going to have a look at the box. I'm going to, before I do
You
anything...
should laugh at if look, you should ask it if it likes mimics. See what it says.
I laughed, he laughed, the box laughed. I'm going to go and examine the box. Not going to touch it yet, just have a look at it.
climb
Okay. Are
inside.
the rest of you carrying on, or are you waiting
We're
for
gonna-
Always.
All come
Yeah,
round the
in
door.
doorway.
So you walk in there, yeah. There's certainly there's sort of like a little alcove almost to this cavern. Just a single item, dead centre of this little space. This brown, illuminated by this blue box, so dark. You probably can't make out.
I've got my torch.
Oh, sorry, you have got your torch. Yes, this brown, reasonably modest wooden box with a lid.
Mm-hmm.
Making a slight ticking sound.
I'm going to take out my staff and just tap it a couple of times on the lid.
Oh, jeepers.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
It's not Zelda.
Is there a lock?
It seems to be a simple wooden box,
Found
and
the
it was
compass.
just at first glance. Give me an investigation roll.
You found a plumbus.
Ooh, that's a powerful
Power.
6.
Strong.
6. It just seems to have a lid that you would just lift clean off, so not on a hinge. It just seems to be
Okay,
a lid.
so it's not
Like
something
a
that you go
beehive.
snap.
Put it on there. Like a beehive.
Like a beehive,
That's what it's
yeah.
like.
Is there any sound emanating
There's
from
an
it?
intense buzz now. No, there's no sound coming from it.
I'm going to take the lid off.
Malcolm, before you open it, do you want any backup?
No.
No, it's fine.
He is
Okay.
fine.
I'm fully confident.
Everyone takes one more
Let's play
step.
out a moment.
Okay,
Clara.
okay,
Let's
okay.
play out.
Everybody's except for Nollas.
My
Everybody
sister
else.
next to you. I think this is fine.
I'm going to lift the lid off the box.
Okay. So as you do so,
Put it back on.
inside you find two things. You find a single vial with a cork in it, with some liquid inside, and
Do it.
So big.
and you also
Your own severed head.
you also find this long carved cuboid, kind of looks like maybe stone or wood. It's white and it's got this sort of iron handle. So it's maybe about 8 or 9 inches long, cuboid, and at the tip of it, there's this jewel, this ice blue jewel.
So it's
It's like a long thin stick,
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
but it's
Square stick with a jewel on the end of it, like a wand.
it's as you say so, you think it could be a wand.
Good thinking.
Okay. I'm going to.
Put it in your pocket and save it if you find it.
Malcolm, what you got in there?
nothing at all. Nothing.
Anything
Nothing.
magical?
When Clara sees this, he's
Nothing
gonna lose his
shiny.
mind.
Nothing shiny.
We
Clara,
should
you might
hide
want.
it, and the next time he makes fun of us, we should show him that we have something we want.
Did you just say what I thought you said?
Tell him
he's
no.
close enough to hear it. Clara, you might want to see this.
Yeah?
It's
Bring it.
definitely not dangerous.
Bring it to the doorway.
Okay, I'm going to reach in and remove the 2 objects from the box.
So one, you're confident that one is a potion of sorts.
Yeah.
And the other, yes, as you
Is there a
hold it,
label on the bottle saying
Poison.
what sort of
Yeah.
potion it is?
you are welcome to drink a little bit
Let
to
me
try
sample
it.
it.
You want to sample it?
Yeah, I do not trust you sampling it. It might kill you. For
It
all
might-
your strength, you are weak.
Karth would have been like.
Previous character.
Very well.
Addicted to unknown substances. He's going to sample a little bit of the potion to find out what it is.
Okay, so as you tip a bit out into
You have
your
more
finger,
experience with magic than I do anyway, so.
you feel rejuvenated. It's a healing potion.
Huzzah! This is just a healing potion. It is nothing to worry about.
Useful to have around.
Malcolm, gimme.
You may as well have the healing potion. You may need it.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that for the moment. But I'm going to show the wand thing to Clara. But after a couple of pullbacks, look at this! What was all those jokes about me nicking stuff?
Dex off.
Right.
You grab it. It's a potentially dangerous
10.
item. No,
You got to hand it like a knife. Handle
Yeah.
There's my dex. 8. Go on then.
Yes!
It's literally like a 5 and an 8.
Gimme.
So I'm going to write your potion down because we mislaid
yes.
a healing potion before.
Yes, we did. That's right.
We lost it.
You snatch this from him.
He's going to wander around a little bit.
God, I'm ducking.
What are you doing?
Super magic. Jesus.
Does it make like a zoom noise?
No, but Malcolm suddenly goes
Like
ribbit,
a sparkle.
ribbit, ribbit.
Is there like a lightsaber button on it?
It's this what appears to be an iron handle, and there's this sort of white substance. Whether it's unclear if it's stone or if it's wood, which makes up most of the shaft of the wand.
Could he
Do like a
touch
good stone shaft.
the crystal and maybe kind of feel if it's got any particular magical power?
You have to lick it.
So if
It's
you
the
want
only way to know.
you can make an Arcana check.
Put the whole thing in your mouth.
Don't joke around.
You have to
21.
put it right in there.
It's
A family channel.
It's squared off. This jewel itself is also squared off, so the whole thing is like this sort of almost like an obelisk.
It's like a Minecraft wand.
Yeah. You also notice on the handle, when you're studying it, there's 4 very faint, sort of broad, fingertip-shaped indentations on the handle, as if it's been well used.
Yeah.
And you kind of put your fingers against it, and yours are much narrower and thinner. This is certainly a wider fingered.
He thinks to himself, I gotta bulk up.
You realise as you study it, yes, you've seen a few wands. This probably is a wand with magical properties.
Cool.
I'm going to carefully replace the lid
What's it
on
do?
the box.
I don't know what it does, but I'm going to definitely give it to Super Magic when I see him.
What
Did you not use wands?
Well,
Or just don't choose to?
what did...
Oh, saying that.
Whoop-de-woo.
Why are you pointing it at me?
I guess there's no way I can use it until I attune to it, so I would need to rest, right? Yeah, so I'm just going to put this in my pack.
But what does it do?
I don't know what it does. It's a
Well,
magic
what kind of
item.
wizard are you? Tell us what it does.
I don't know. I've never attuned to an item before. I need to study it.
What does the hand shield do?
It grabs things.
I haven't seen it grab anything.
Oh, you wait.
Imagine if I could put the wand in the hand shield.
Why don't you try that? Why don't you try that?
I'm not. No, it's my wand.
Go on, try.
I think that's worth a
I
try.
think, yeah.
Gimme,
You
Dex.
think-
I'll run.
Straight into the corridor
It's
wall.
almost like it was written that way. There's a wand with fingerprints in it. And there's like a shield with a hand with fingers sticking out of it.
I remember in a previous campaign getting really sassy about a wand and saying, it's just a wand! And it turned out it was really important, so I'm not questioning anything.
It's the OP weapon choice.
It's just a wand!
He's going to put it in his backpack and do the backpack up tight.
Everyone's starting to get a little schmeedly.
Then you've got your health potion. You're like, got away from my stuff.
With hands full of dead people's rings.
Yeah.
One ring that I thought had a purpose. Okay.
Your health potion's definitely in a paper bag. It's the good stuff. Shall we continue on?
You continue further for another 40 or so feet, and to the right, the wall squares off, becomes a bit thinner. You've got to sort of really close your body in tight to get past this thin wall. It's just a couple of feet across, but you can scoot by, and you can see at the end of this passageway there's a turning to the right, which seems to curve. So it's south, so it sort of curves away from you, and there's a squared off right angle, very specific right angle, seems more man-made, or it's an unusual formation to the left-hand side, which is north.
A left angle, that's fine.
Should we do our standard Malcolm goes in the room thing?
Well, I can go and take a look.
To the left? And
Is
that's
it just a room off to the left, or is it another corridor?
So as you walk up to it, you'll scoot past to it. It seems to head off. It's about 10 to 15 feet across. Very, very squared off. Yeah, it certainly seems to be more. It's out of character with what you've just been through in terms of its formation.
Oh, that way then?
And then, although nothing's truly out of character, perhaps with this location.
Yeah.
And then as you head to the north, it seems to just continue for about 30 or 40 feet, and your vision disappears at that point.
Go
So
that
we're
way.
working on torch, right?
I've got my torch, yeah. So that's.
Let's go there. Let's go.
Is this passageway 2.2 or is this passageway 2.1.1?
2.1. Let's
Hey.
go. 2.1.
Alright,
It's 2.11.
right.
But we did not turn again, no? Or have we
But we're
turned
turning again on 2.1.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did not realise that.
Anyway, we're going up we're going up to the left.
We'd like to go down pathway 2.1.1.
And which of you's in the front? Because you
Oh, it's
moved ahead for a
2.1.
bit, did you?
Sorry.
I'll go ahead.
Oh,
I'll go first.
jeepers.
And then you, Nollis?
Yes.
And then the same order as before?
Yeah.
Claro,
Do it.
Zolan, Thorin.
I'm happy to let you go first if you really want to.
I will go first.
Excellent. No,
We changed our minds. I will go first.
Oh,
Keep
okay.
fine.
I'll say that out loud.
Who you speaking to?
I just have this feeling that we need to dictate what we are doing.
Oh my.
As if someone is listening and playing with us.
You walk into a corridor which continues on. It's only 20 feet where it's this specific straight, almost like man-made corridor, and then it returns to this cavernous room that you saw previously. To the first half of this room, which is around 70 or 80 feet wide, but only about 30 feet deep. It's a very long, oval room, thin south to north, but quite wide east to west. On the lower half of this hemisphere, it's all stone, and then just without warning, there's not like this gradual gradient. It just turns to flesh immediately after it, or this biological organic material.
One half of it is rock, and the other half is.
So the half you're
Good.
on is
rock.
this sort of rocky side, and then the other side turns again
What a
into
weird
flesh.
room.
Lawrence is going to check for anything that's going to kill him.
Certainly. So make an investigation roll.
Is it investigation or survival?
Every time. I like it. Can I get an inspiration?
If you're looking for traps, is that what you're saying? Okay, so yeah, give me survival if you're looking for traps.
I will. Just let me get my paper to sort it out. That's 21.
Okay. It's 21. As you're looking around, you
So many
detect
traps.
no traps. But as you have a good study all around the kind of fleshy side of this room particularly, you notice there seems to be both a sort of gap, or one of these familiar creases that opens on the north side of the room, just opposite where you are, and there seems to be another one dead central in the top of the room. It's only about 15 feet above you, but there's this other gap there.
Lawrence is going to point out with his rapier to us. There is some kind of exit orifice above the door.
I
we have to go
recommend
through.
you don't poke that with your stick.
If we could hit it with an arrow. And
No,
see what
We
no.
are running out of arrows. I do not have many.
I don't recommend.
We could throw sand at it.
I have one sandball, and he gets
I-
that out of his pocket.
I really don't think opening the
It may open on us, though. Would that not be worse? What if it's filled with?
what if
Snakes.
it's what if
What
it's
if it's
filled
filled with
with
sea
what
eels?
if it's filled with 1 million gallons of water?
Is it open or is it closed?
Then I
It's
will
closed
find-
presently.
They're both of these apparent openings are closed, but you can make out enough of this sort of familiar crevice.
There
There's
anything-
one more thing you notice as you're looking around the room. Behind you,
The door's gone.
Is
No!
an eel.
so this construction that you'd walked through just moments before, this orb seems to be there.
Oh
We need to
behind
make
us?
a quick decision on where to
It's
go.
followed us.
Throw the sand at the exit orifice.
I'm going to
So
throw
when-
the sound of the exit orifice.
Which exit orifice?
Not,
The one-
not the
top,
one in
top
the
one.
no,
The
not
top
the one in
one.
the
The one on the
top.
ceiling.
front and centre.
I'm
Okay.
going to throw the top one.
That's definitely an entrance.
Yeah,
to
just see how
something else.
effective you are.
I get the words discharge.
Natural 20! I rolled double for damage? No, it's fine.
So much sand.
You hit it right in the sweet spot, exactly where you're trying to land it.
Yeah!
It triggers this
Yeah.
familiar fleshy opening,
Yeah.
and there certainly seems to be a way that you could go.
Oh.
It's just
Which
a
way do we
hole.
go? Up or down? We must make a decision.
How are we
now.
meant to get up there?
It's only 15 feet. We can jump.
I can jump.
Let's go.
We're going through that one, not down.
The top one, let's go. I want to go away from that black orb thing.
Okay, so it's 15 feet up, so you won't be able to just reach it.
I can jump it.
I can jump
7
it.
foot tall.
7 foot tall, and your standing jump is
Strength plus something, isn't it? Or strength.
yeah,
do
but it's your
something.
strength modifier.
Bloody long, anyway.
Strength modifier is so I can jump, standing jump 8 feet, but we can probably have a run up to it anyway, right?
Yeah.
We got advantage.
Quite happily, like,
Well, I'm not
be
stepped directly in
the,
front
be
of
the
it.
springboard.
Yeah, we
guy.
can do a leg, give us a leg up.
Don't.
Certainly. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
gonna
quickly, just quickly get the proper rule on this.
It's a fleshy.
Movement, jumping, page 182. for all you viewers at home that are following along with the rules.
Welcome back to Jumping Rules in D&D.
Jumping rules. Okay, high jump. 3. You can jump in the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength mod if you move at least 10 feet before making the jump.
What happens when I've got -1?
Otherwise,
Like
half that
minus
distance
1
on a
3
standing
times.
jump.
And when you
Go
have
down.
assistance,
For
So somebody would be able to. You could
give me a leg up.
You could get a leg up there, and 3. Your height is 7 foot.
7 foot.
You can jump 3 plus your strength modifier, which is 4. So you can jump in effect 11 foot. So as long as Thornir can get you at 4 foot, which seems reasonable, with maybe another helper, perhaps it would be simple enough.
I'm in.
2 people. I'm happy that 2 people can bunk you up without any rolls.
Right.
I'm in the exit orifice.
Can we tie a rope to your leg before you get up there? So we can
Well, I've got a rope.
Yank you back down again.
rope us down.
So I'll do
that's on
that.
your head.
So you claw onto this biological, fleshy entrance, and you encounter one of these very similar fleshy tunnels around you.
Cool.
Right below us.
Right, everybody else.
Signalis comes.
I'm going to tie a rope off around my waist and throw it over and brace myself, ready to help people.
Okay.
I'm going to ready a fireball if this black thing comes.
I'm scared to push past
so as
everybody.
you
I'm
look
climbing the rope.
toward it,
Get out of my way!
can everyone give me an initiative?
Oh, what have you done?
I looked at it.
Oh, jeepers.
Wow.
14.
This is going to be... You're all dead.
21. I'm climbing that fucking rope.
That last thing that looked like this killed me down
Yeah.
me instantly.
So you have 14.
I'm very much flat-footed. I apologise.
14. What was anyone else?
13 for me.
13.
13.
Lucky number
Take your
13.
pick between you two.
21.
Zolan 21.
Doing Reaper.
Powerful 8. I was not ready for this. I'm there with the robot. What is everyone looking at?
I'm not looking. No way am I looking.
Okay.
I'm not looking at anything!
You were 8, you say nice, yeah.
Yes.
Number 8.
And who? Malcolm and Thorno, who's going ahead
That's
of
number 1.
Roll off.
6 for me, 13 for you. You're up, Thorinir.
Oh, cold drop, dice. Big
Right.
dice,
Yeah.
I like it.
Beefy. Like steel beef.
Zolan,
I'm up the rope!
you're climbing up the rope.
Before initiative started, I was running
He was
on
on
the
that.
rope.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
climbing up that rope. You can
Yeah.
climb half your speed, which is
25.
25. So if you, in effect, dash up it, you can get up it as long as you give me a good enough athletics roll.
Easy, baby. 5.
5.
Yeah.
So you attempt to get up this, and as you do so, I think a rope gives you advantage. Hang on.
Yay.
He's a new light. I can probably roll him up.
We're now checking rope rules.
Rope rules.
Welcome back to Rope Rules.
I only
I'm
weigh-
rolling.
Steve.
Who
I
knows
even
what
got
the
my weight.
apparatus page is?
I weigh 55 pounds.
I'm fairly sure I could
What
throw
is
you up there.
Probably could, yeah.
Gladiators.
Gladiators. I was talking about gladiators earlier on. I met Wolf in W.H. Smith in Taunton when I was about 11. I'm doing a signing and I was
Wow,
so scared.
that must have been
I was-
amazing
it
for
was
an 11-year-old.
Terrifying because he was obviously the villain of the show. And I was like,
Okay.
can you sign
What
the
was
picture?
the theme tune to Gladiators?
Gladiators!
Power Rangers!
Oh, yeah.
That's it! It's so close!
Yeah, basically
Well,
was.
look,
That'd be like Go Go Gladiators!
Actually, yeah, it wasn't.
We'll look at the intermission. We'll get
look at
get
it.
it up, yeah.
This doesn't transfer well if you're watching the States.
Oh, we'll definitely watch
I had
Gladiators if I get a
Gladiators
chance.
in the States,
They had
yeah.
American gladiators.
I can't
Yeah.
find it.
They
I
did an
think a rope
international
climbing
one
is
because they had it
advantage,
in
so you can
Russia
find
as
it.
well.
Thank you, Jack. I didn't have
Yeah,
to
it was
ask for
European
advantage
gladiators.
either.
Oh, we're in.
Oh, well, so slightly better. We are now a 7.
Okay.
5 to
So
a
you're
7.
trying to clamber up. You maybe get about halfway
Okay,
up, but you sort of you're not very good at this. It's not your
I'm old. I'm
yeah.
slippy hands. I'm
Clinging
sweating a bit.
on to
So
the
you're
right.
trying to climb up it. You see Zolan down below you, just sort of scrambling, but you're sort of
Probably your head height.
halfway up this rope, sort of drop down.
looking down on him.
Yeah.
Hurry up!
Can I just show him?
Some of us want to use that.
So Zolan, you're not able to get up there on your turn. Thorinir.
Can I climb over him?
You probably
Use
jump
him as like a
Probably
guy on the rope.
can.
Yeah, you can. So it's really, you mean you're
Could
taller
I-
than him? You can
Yeah.
reach above him.
Could I
Stand
climb
on his
and
head.
like have his put his legs around my shoulders and climb,
Slide him
kind
up.
of push him up as I go?
At half speed,
Yeah.
if you also dashed,
Yeah.
and your athletics roll will be slightly harder.
Jeepers.
I believe.
You get a robot.
Well, enough. Oh, sorry, Jack. 2.
You've got advantage because you're climbing a rope.
Okay.
Do it. Do it.
I'm going to make the DC harder rather than negate advantage.
It's a 2.
Two of them are just sort of hopelessly clambering on this space.
Wow.
I'm standing at the bottom watching these two idiots.
Sorry, I actually went slightly out of sequence there. Clara, you may have your turn, but yeah, Thorny's had his turn.
Not that it makes any
I've
difference.
just
Involved on this
blocked
rope.
anything you want us to do on the rope. Unless you want to come up below me.
They're just kind of hopelessly. The rope's still accessible. They've done nothing.
Like Laurel and Hardy pushing against each other.
I think my feet are still on the floor.
How far away is this black orb?
So the room, you're in the centre of this room, so it's only really about 15 feet away from you.
Yeah, so given how poor their rolls have been, I can attempt the rope.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They haven't left the floor.
I'll attempt the rope. Thank you. So just an athletics roll.
Yeah.
What?
Shit. 7.
With advantage.
Oh yeah. Come on, advantage.
How not to climb a rope.
Why did we all skip gym class?
10.
10.
Yeah.
This is like the pit
What's your
trap
speed?
in the last game.
30.
30. With dash,
Yeah.
you can just hopelessly get to the top with Nullus reaching down and grabbing you.
Oh no, it's like I can barely climb.
Pull the whole rope up.
So obstructed. You're sort of getting pulled down by everybody.
Three people. Just take it one at a time.
Probably trying to grab onto your leg.
Clara,
Take me with you!
You just managed to get to the top. Malcolm, now there is a blockage, so you wouldn't be able to pass this hole this time without doing something to shift. Without doing something to shift.
Could
Clara.
I just jump?
Yeah, you can jump that way.
I can make a running jump and just grab for the edge of the. So
fleshy
yes, just make a running jump.
Could be like a
I can
cigar
s-
cutter. Just
I
cut the
can
fingers off.
expend a key
Grab one of the flaps.
to get Step of the Wind, which means I can make a dash or disengage action in my turn, doubling my jump distance.
Okay, fantastic.
Nice.
So
Yeah, so-
I can make a running jump.
So it'd be 3
Crouching
plus
tiger.
strength modifier.
My strength modifier is 0, but
Is it fine? So 3 is
So
doubled to
3,
6,
double
and your
to
height is
nearest damn it's 6 foot.
6 foot. So that would still put you slightly light, unfortunately, because that would be 12 feet.
I can't reach my hands out and grab.
So your hands give you a couple of extra feet, so they'll give you 2 feet. So you've got 8 foot
It's
plus
edge is
6,
squishy.
14 foot.
Edge is
Give me an
squishy.
athletics roll.
Oh,
You are stretching.
10
That's
athletics.
good
My
for you,
athletics
isn't it?
is quite good. Oh no, it's my
No, it's
acrobatics
strength
that's
modifier.
good. It's 12.
12. You are so close that your fingernails just scrape the edge. You don't quite manage to do it.
Can I grab the very top of the rope and like
you give me a last second dexterity save to see what you can grab onto.
13 dex? Where's my dex?
Lots of decks.
Where's my dex? Where's my dex? Here it is. That's 18.
18. You are hanging off Claro's foot.
Hey! It's trying to eat me!
Clara, can you give me a strength to see whether you can hold him?
8.
8. You have the choice to go down with him or to let him go.
Oh!
I will
an easy
let him
choice.
go.
So you feel yourself being kind of pulled down by Malcolm
Shake
by his
him
weight,
Under
and you
your
just
lace.
kick him off as you realise you're going to fall at the same time as him, if not.
Jeebus.
And you just, Nollis kind of pulls you up over that last lip. At this point,
Malcolm, what are you doing?
at this
Well,
point,
no worse than you lot.
this orb you see as you're all scrambling for this rope. Probably Zolan, maybe you're the first to see it as you're looking back across. This orb comes towards exactly your location.
I haven't
It's-
gone yet. Does that matter? It's before me.
It's before you,
Cool,
yes.
that's
Comes exactly into your location.
You've got the
Between-
weight of 4 people hanging off you. You're not going to do a lot.
between the two sets of people, it takes the place of the hole that you two have entered, and you just pull your bodies away as it's sort of approaching you. It's moving slowly enough that you can see it moving as you're trying to scramble, but in essence plugs the hole that you two have entered. You three are below this hole. We're out of combat sequence now. You three are below this hole. You two are above the hole.
What happens to the rope? Does it go through?
The rope is serrated.
Okay.
And it falls totally back down. You guys sort of collapse as this rope pings back down. The two of you...
Norris is going to instinctively cover Clara's eyes.
Sure, yeah. The two of you are in the darkness. The three of you see this above you, and that's where we'll take a break.
Oh, jeez.
So
Rule number one: never split the party.
I'm down at the bottom. I'm down at the bottom with.
You were very close to getting up, but you were just kicked off, and Zola and Thornir are in the room where you are.
That's
and
true.
these two are
D&D
above you.
101, never split the pie.
But it's fine because you're
Gonna
with
be
you're with the MVPs, so yeah, we got this.
We will see how this resolves after a quick 7-minute intermission.
Let's actually take the time.
Didn't
7
like
minutes.
Thornir
guys.
anyway.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
Before the break, a
Thing happened.
rather large hole in the ceiling had been plugged by a rather large and dark floating orb. Norris and Claro are in the ceiling above this chamber with this plug now in place. For the three of you, your torch is still lit.
My torch is
The
still lit.
three of you,
I had it in my teeth.
you're in this flickering cavern. The rope now has fallen down, serrated entirely by this orb. And you look above you.
Can I inspect the rope to see its serration? Is it like literally being cut? Or, you know, what the kind of thing I'm thinking of something's being absorbed and it's just, yeah.
Sure,
bit-
An
gone.
Yeah,
it's
to make an
literally
investigation
just gone. 22.
22. The length of it suggests to you that it was serrated at the bottom part of this orb. You can't.
Cool.
So the length, you can't see the rope above, obviously, but it certainly seems like it's possible. The rope is shorter than if it had been cut midway. for
What
example.
about the cut?
The
Is
actual
it just
cut?
like super clean?
Cut.
Like,
It is
yeah, like,
extremely clean.
Yeah,
extremely clean. Not frayed at all.
yeah. Da da da! Don't put your fingers in it, guys.
Right.
Yeah. No way of passing that.
Well, the only way we can go then is through the other tunnel, which is directly below
Down,
the.
right?
So
Below
the other tunnel was opposite the way you came in, which
Oh.
was from the south,
Mhm.
and it's to the north side of this room into this this fleshy opening again that you can see ahead of you.
Nice, Claro! Can you hear?
You actually probably can't hear.
What are we listening for?
Well, I think our action will probably be pretty sporadic and action-like.
Yeah.
So I'll leave you guys to do your thing, and then we'll do our action.
Okay. Now what?
What? We've gone.
Okay,
Well-
so you're heading towards that north. The only other entrance there seemed to be within this room.
Are we going to go out the other way?
There's no use sitting here, is there, really? There's no, yeah, we're not passing through the orb.
And the way that thing's going, the guys the other side, they're just going to have to. They're going to have to go down that wherever that tunnel goes.
Wherever it goes, yeah.
I guess we'll take the other route and see if they meet up.
They may have been swallowed whole by the orb, we'll
Well,
never
let's
know.
hope not.
So yes, you're heading towards that opening. And what kind of order are we in out of the three of you?
Okay, I'll go first.
Cool.
I'll go last.
You're last,
Sounds
okay.
good, yeah.
So Malcolm, you come up to this door, you approach it again, touch it, it opens. Go up to you two. You are in this tunnel, you're sort of prone at the moment because you've just clambered up there.
What
You've
can
seen
we
this disaster of an attempt of a climb.
You
but
can't see anything because I'm covering your eyes.
Yeah.
What can I see once I bat away Narcissus' hand?
Don't look at it, it will kill you.
We've both got night vision.
Yeah, you've still got the illuminated shield at the moment as well.
Oh,
I'll
No.
dismiss that, I imagine.
Sure. Yeah. So you're dismissing the shield light, totally. Fine. So you, as you look around you, you've obviously got this void right there in front of you. This
Like a
absence.
hemisphere, right?
Yeah, this hemisphere of just nothing, just like you'd seen previously in that other space that you threw the sand into. Ahead of you is this slightly narrower. It's maybe not the 10-foot sort of opening that you had previously. It's a little tighter. There's still not. It's not so tight that you have to crawl, but it's a little narrower here.
And if we come into the bottom of a corridor, have we got two directions, or this just goes in one
It
direction?
just heads in a single direction, sort of away to the northeast.
Okay.
Move.
Yeah, we'll start moving in that direction, but Claire's going to do one more kind of quick look around for other flappy doors.
Sure. So if you want to give me an investigation.
Just a quick look while we're on the move. It's a 21.
So the whole way, as you're sort of walking, I'm happy you can retain that. You're just kind of feeling up and around
Yeah.
you to try and work out if there's anything. Okay, so you start to make progress. It seems to be a long, winding tunnel that continues certainly to the northeast for a good number of feet. So we'll go back to the other
It's
guys.
away from our friends.
So we've opened the entrance to another tunnel. Does it appear to be going off in a direction that looks like it might be heading towards the tunnel that our friends have gone down?
Well, it's actually extremely short. You enter.
Teeth.
You enter this large chamber, which is around 100 feet west-east, and then in length, it's around 100 feet again. However, it seems to continue past. Your torch is still lit at the moment, isn't it? Seems to be. There's some strange shapes in the centre of the room that create a sort of permeable wall. You need to walk a little bit closer. So it's slightly, I guess, it's slightly circular. This room on this bottom half, east to west and north to south, with this permeable sort of break halfway across that at the end of that 100-foot room, and there seems to be other space behind it that you can sort of make out, but it's tricky to make it out. It's like this entwined parallel lines that sort of crisscross. It's really hard. You need to get a little bit closer to properly understand it. As you look around,
Made out of flesh.
You need to just investigate as they get a little bit closer to it, because it's just at the reaches of your vision.
Okay, well,
and the rest of the room seems to be sort of stone and flesh in various different combinations.
there's
all over
nothing
the
else
room.
on this side of the thing to catch the
Nothing
eye.
that immediately catches your eye, apart from there seems to be a sort of recess in the floor, so it's not just a straight planar surface. Sort of a little bit of a bowl. It would drop down about 3 feet, probably in the lowest point. Not so much that if you were to walk in it, you'd be entirely obscured on your own different level or anything. It's just sort of just a bowl or dip in the centre.
Does it look
of this
human
room.
or natural?
So you're going up and just investigating this dip. Yeah, go ahead.
10.
10. It's a combination of textures. There's stone in there. There's flesh in there. It's this strange
I wouldn't go in there.
metamorphosis of different surfaces and textures.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. Just look at it from the outside edge. I wouldn't go in.
Meanwhile, you two are just continuing down this reasonably long, narrow, claustrophobic tunnel, unless you want to do anything else. Okay.
We'll go up and have a look at this, whatever it is across the room.
Sure, yeah. So as you go up to the far end, if you just want to give me an investigation roll, just as you start to approach it, whoever's doing it.
Anybody?
You're
Are you doing that?
pretty good at these things.
Yeah, come
I got
on.
a keen eye.
You're closer to the ground as
Someone will
well.
help me. Yeah, thanks. Someone's helping me. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, is a help.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're just sort of studying.
14.
14. The best way to describe this, sort of like long mineral veins that seem to be emanating from both the west and the east walls, and they're crisscrossing in such a way that you can't see anywhere that would be broad enough for you to cross into this other space behind it.
Yeah.
But there's like slits and little gaps where you can see through it.
So
Seems
it's
to be
kind of
thick.
like a portcullis kind of thing.
Of sorts, but running horizontally out of each wall. There's sort of these intertwined, like veins. These hard, they feel like solid, solid stone-like mineral veins that sort of, protruding from. And they've just made this totally impassable surface. But you've just got this vision into this other side. It's quite thick as well, so it's not like you can just kind of snap one off easily.
I was just going to say, could I do a sort of...
Roundhouse kick.
yeah, I'm going to roadhouse it.
Go ahead, yeah.
See if it does anything. Roadhouse!
Chuck
Ooh,
Norris.
that's 18.
Hadouken. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
18. So you strike it with with the flat of your foot, right against it.
With an almighty here.
You feel like you hit it pretty well. If it was a brittle substance, your foot just stops against it. It's solid.
Can't break through. Not like that, anyway.
Cool. What else is in the room? Any more exits in this room?
Sure. So just going up and having a look around the
Yeah,
walls.
yeah.
So if you'd like to give me an investigation roll.
9. Well, having a good day today.
9. So you look around. There's patches. There's stone in lots of parts of this tall chamber, which is around about 30 feet high, 30 to 40 feet in different places, not perfectly formed. And then there's patches of this flesh around, but whereas you've been used to kind of finding spots to kind of put your hand in, things open up. That doesn't seem to happen as you sort of scout the perimeter of this room. The south side, where you entered through as well, even as you're kind of going back through there, you can't really see, you can't make out the entrance that you came from either. Probably at about this stage, the two of you, as you're searching these different walls and doors, you get to the end. It's bent round. You feel like you're heading north at this stage. So you've headed northeast a little way, and now you're heading kind of more due north. You get to the end, or toward the end of this tunnel, and you got 21 on your investigation. You detect 3 different openings. Two very, very small ones to your left. One just ahead of the other one, only about 10 feet past it. And then the final one is just in the floor, just like the previous one. You can, with your good investigation, you're able to, before committing, find
a dead end, and it's down into the floor.
Yeah, so you found kind of 3, 2 off to the left that are smaller, and then that third one which is larger.
Nice. There's 2 rooms to the left.
There are rooms.
I think so. We have to look through.
Well, the rules are that we should turn left.
Okay, well, then we'll check the first one, and then there's a hole in the floor again.
It's a good job you said that.
Don't walk that way. We'll look in the first one.
So you,
First opening on the left.
sure. So you look at that first opening.
Opening 1, if you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my dagger out.
Opening 1.1, if you will.
Yeah. Who's first?
Clary.
Okay, fine.
So there's a bad sign.
You again put your hand through. It opens up. This one's much, much tighter. This is like crawl space, really, really narrow. And you can see that it continues on for about 30 feet, and then it's just kind of nothing again.
I don't really want to go down there, but I guess
We do not have to go. Well, the rule is left.
we'll go. Are you gonna follow? You could go in the one next to it.
Split the pie even more.
How far away is the next one down?
10
Only
foot.
about 10 foot on from it, and then the hole in the floor, as a hole, the opening where this door apparently is again about another 10 foot on.
Don't open the
Not
trap
like
door.
crawling down this hole.
No.
But if we were going to go, I would prefer to go first, I guess. But I'm worried this feels like I'm in a big fish, you know? And I feel like at one stage we're going to reach the stomach, and then we will die.
Okay. I think you're right. We should go through the hole in the floor.
I'll at least go and have a look.
We know where this is, right? We can at least look through, and
Don't you
Yes.
open that
we'll look through the
trap door.
hole.
Hole in the floor.
So you get up.
Or something
You're a fool
down.
if you dare.
You get up to the end of this corridor, and it feels very similar to the one that you'd entered from the other end. And as you do so, you drop. It opens up very similarly, and 15 feet down below you, you see a smaller chamber, sort of in from west to east. It's like a tear shape or a leaf shape, sort of slightly like a teardrop or a water drop. It's about 30 feet west to east, about 20 feet south to north, and you're in the centre of that room. It looks cavernous, it looks stony, there's no flesh.
Is the orb still following?
That's immediately obvious.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Can I look back and see if the orb is still following us, please?
Certainly. As you stare back around behind you, you cannot see it.
But then you wouldn't be able to, for it is nothingness.
Well, it'll be a dark thing in the dark.
Oh yeah.
It should be fairly clearly maybe obvious. Do we go through the little hole?
How far down's the floor?
We're probably never going to come back up here again.
The floor is 15 feet.
We could maybe get back up again between us. Does there seem to be any exit from the room below us?
As you peer down again with your dark vision. As you look down, you survey that room. Just give me a perception roll.
I can try. Seeing things is not my forte.
And it will be disadvantaged because you see in pitch black light, as if it's dim light, which is disadvantage.
Jeepers. Well, that's going to be the one. That's a 7.
Some of the west appears to be fleshier than the rest of the room.
I say we go into the bear pit. What is the worst thing that can happen?
But then, if the flesh is to the west, we can get over it through the little holes.
It's the feeding tube to the belly.
I think we should go. I don't think we're going to come up here again.
You want to go into the crawl space?
Yes.
Is this another one of those things where I go first, it's dangerous, and then you leave me in there?
We've never done it any differently.
Whilst these two are debating, we'll just come back to you guys. You all three of you hear the sound of crying. Female. The sound of the sound of female crying, and it seems to be coming from your east.
Beyond the crystal wall thing.
Other way.
Beyond. So that's north of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's to the east of you, the sound. And as you sort of, your ears prick up and you look towards it, this gap in the wall opens up. There doesn't seem to be anything that triggered it. Normally there's some, it's like a Tesco's door. Normally you need a sensor, but this just seems to open by itself.
I say we head down the obvious trap.
Here's an obvious trap.
Well, there's no other way we can go. I can't see any way we can get past this.
Can we go back and investigate that dip? And what size was that dip? Was that dip orb-shaped size?
Pretty big. It fills
pretty big.
most of this room. So remember, this is about 100 by 100 before you get to that mineral vein across the centre. And it takes up a good kind of 75% of the whole floor space. There's this sort of bowl.
I'll throw something in there.
Let's throw something in there.
We have a pocket full of sand.
What have I got to
Roll in the ball.
What have I got to throw in? Don't really have an awful lot to throw in.
You throw in some.
I've got some currency you can have.
Some currency?
Yeah, you can have one of
Shut
these.
up, Bob.
One
One of these PPs.
Whoa,
Whatever that is.
we're not throwing a PP in there, my man.
Like a shuriken.
Do you have anything weighty in your
Yeah,
bag? Do you have anything heavy?
I'm
Yeah.
going to
Don't
lean
need.
in and sort of poke it with my stick.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna
So
get
just
right
jab
to
at some
the
of the fleshier areas.
right to the middle.
As far in as I can reach without
What's you
actually
got in your
stepping
bag?
in.
I'm looking for your
So
bag.
yeah, you're
what
able
I've
to do so. Again, it's got this sort of wet, organic-like feel. It slightly depresses, but it's still quite
Nice.
firm as well.
Climbers kit.
It just depresses a fraction, but no more than that. Nothing else.
In that case, I'm going to.
gloves.
Help
To collect the
me!
coins.
Help me!
We're going that way.
It's an obvious trap.
I
Malcolm.
I don't care if it's an obvious trap.
Is that in common?
Yes.
I don't care if it's an obvious trap. We.
know.
Where else can we go?
I think it's implied
At least it's a
in the
way
statement.
out of this room.
We haven't investigated 2/3 of the room yet.
I've got money everywhere now.
I'll just pick up one of your coins and throw it into the pit.
Make a wish.
Fine. You do so.
Yeah.
There's no apparent reaction.
Oh, I'll go and get it then.
Thorin steps down into this sunken bowl part of this room, which is most of the centre. Cautious, or maybe not cautiously, steps down and retrieves your coin.
Nothing else happens.
What do you see in there?
What do I see in there?
The same that you guys saw. It's just
Wow.
3 foot lower, and it's so it's just a depression in the floor.
Someone needs our help over there.
We'll come back over to you two.
We're going into the crawl space.
We're going in the crawl space, and North is going first.
Crawl space number 1.
The
by the sound of
first-
it.
The left
First-
hand. Yeah,
the
thing
first
that-
one.
Like climbing into the colon. That's what we're doing.
Crawl space version
Yeah.
1.
So You crawl through this narrow space. You're first, cleric.
Norris is
Norris is first. You crawl through this narrow space. It's really, really tight. And yes, super claustrophobic. You can feel the flesh against you.
Norris, I don't like the feeling on my hands.
You made me come here. His ears are like just curled over his head.
It's like crawling on raw pork.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And as you
Ironically, is the name of my album.
and as you get to this 20 to 30 foot distance, at the end of it, as you reach the end, this opening again opens up in front of you.
Hurry up and get out! It's like
The raw pork doorway.
You see this 100-foot wide cavernous expanse, two small kind of depressions in the floor of roughly equal size in the middle of it. You see this mineral vein lattice, and you see this sort of, again, very similar shape to the previous room, this sort of point, like a tier of sorts. You're sort of, if you imagine the whole room, including the side that these guys are on, the whole thing is sort of this leaf or tier-like shape. And there's big lattice that separates it halfway across. As you look down, the drop's only about 15 foot down, the ceiling's about 15 feet above you. You're sort of emerging from the side of this stone wall. You're just at this fleshy opening.
Are they on our side then? Can we see them in the dark?
You cannot see them.
Can we hear a woman crying?
Yeah.
So the lattice is on the south side of where you are.
Okay.
At the moment, you don't make that out.
I'm going to just give it a bit of a hello, hello, hello.
You guys hear that from the north side of the room.
They're the other side. So they're the other side of this lattice.
You suspect they're the other side of this lattice.
Right. Okay.
You don't know that yet, no? Because we're still up.
I've just heard.
You can hear them. You can hear them.
Claro!
Yeah.
I can hear you, but I cannot see you.
I'm behind the lattice.
I am behind the lattice. I'm going to jump down.
Let's jump down.
Are you the other side of this sort of?
Can we see them through the lattice?
As you can kind of hang down and jump without taking any damage. Easy enough.
Drop.
Yeah, you can make out some of the light through this from Malcolm's torch. From the bottom side, sort of just twinkling, sparkling in little gaps of this like mineral vein that runs parallel across the room.
Like Ace Ventura when he...
Again, you hear the tears and the crying of this girl.
Yeah.
You can now hear it for the first time.
Why are you crying, Malkin?
Is Zolan crying?
Who's crying?
It seems to be a woman in some distress calling out for help down a tunnel to the side.
That sounds like an obvious trap.
I think it's an obvious trap as well, but I also think that we ought to go down there. But we can't figure out any way to get through this
lattice
thing.
Maybe there are like fleshy levers in here.
We came out of a fleshy hole in the ceiling. Perhaps there is.
Oh, maybe there's ones on your side.
Well, there is one. There was the one that we came through, which seems to have disappeared, and there's also the one in which the woman screaming is coming from. But that opened by itself.
That door just shuts.
And now it's shut.
I think you didn't save her.
Yeah.
From the west of the room that you two are in, another hole opens in this patch of flesh on the west side of this room. Again, it's about 100. You're 100 feet away from it because you're on the east side of the room. It's on the west side.
I'm going to run over to where the hole was and poke at it with my stick.
Sure. So you run straight across to it, and just give me a kind of. You poke it. It doesn't open, but you can give me like an investigation roll.
14.
14. There's no sign of it. So unlike the previous doors, you could make out these creases and these openings. As it's sealed, it just doesn't feel like it's there.
The doorway's gone completely.
It's on our side now. We have a doorway.
Which side of the room was it on your side? West-ish, if there was a west?
Yeah, it was on... Yeah. It was on your east side. The one you're looking at is on your west side. Your door closes.
Oh.
The door to the west of your room opens. So opposite side to the one you're investigating.
It's a puzzle.
opens up
Don't talk about the doors.
on the west
It's
side.
making them close.
So, let me get the orientation on this right. We've got,
So
we're in a sort of roundish room. We're on one side.
You're on the
These
south.
on the south side. These
We're
two
on
guys are on the
down the
north
north.
side. The door we came in through is gone.
Was on the south, doesn't appear to be
Was
there.
on the south, and it's gone. There was a door on the
East, where the crying
where
was
the cry
coming from.
was. That's now gone.
Mhm.
There's a door on the west
That's gone.
that's just opened,
Which is just opened.
and on their side,
You can't see, but obviously the door
Yeah.
has just opened and closed on that west
The west
side.
side, yeah.
And then you've emerged from that space on the east side. Sort of finishes at this teardrop point.
so at the moment there's a door on the western wall for both of us.
And there's 2 bowls.
No,
in
just
our
for
room,
you.
one
Theirs
bowl
is
in
closed.
yours.
Theirs is closed, right?
There's only one thing for it. We should offer a sacrifice.
I'm gonna go through the
I
door.
think I've
before
got
it
a
closes.
sacrifice on my
Okay,
side.
so you
I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna make a dash for the door
Yeah.
and try and get through before it shuts.
So your movement is 80 foot with a dash.
Yes.
Yep.
I
So
remember
as
when Melton did.
As you make
Yeah.
the 80-foot dash, so again, it's so impressive every time. He's so quick and nimble across this awkward floor. Galoshes help. As you run across, you get 20 feet from it and it shuts. The door on the opposite side of the room, the southeast side again, opens once more. And again, you hear this crying, this sound of an upset female.
I'm gonna head that way.
Okay,
That's probably right next to it, isn't it?
we're close enough.
I've been slowly moving that way.
Sure. So
We have 2 pits on our side of the room.
We've got one big pit.
they're not deep. They're just
Your
these are just
pit.
shallow. It's just to say they're not planar. You know, there's about a 3-foot drop probably on your one, and maybe less than 2-foot drop on your side, but it's noticeable. You know, there's 2 indents on the side of your room. You're
Yes.
heading to that
I'm gonna
entrance.
move over to the door, and if I make it in time, just have a look in.
Fine. So you get to the door, and then it's starting to close. So it's up to you if you want to head.
Yeah.
Just hold it with your hand
Oh.
through
With my scepter.
with your scepter, your
Yeah.
wand.
One
Yeah,
scepter.
yeah, your scepter. Yeah. So
The interceptor.
your
if you
you,
want.
it's a U scepter. Is that right?
Yes, a scepter
Yes.
of you,
Okay.
not me.
So
Scepter of us.
you hold your scepter into the door, and as you do so, this flesh closes around it, and your scepter is now stuck in the wall.
Hi guys.
I really need
I did a sticky thing.
At that point, a door on the east side of your north room opens, right where you are actually.
It's a good job that Nollis has no.
With your scepter sticking out.
I'm gonna throw a hand solo at you. Like, do we go for it? But in a look.
He's going to throw you the equal look of, yes, let's.
Let's go for it. We're gonna dash.
We're going to dash in.
Okay. You dash into the room. Each of you are able to make it. You're right next to where it is. You realise pretty immediately that you are in the room that you had just looked down upon.
The B room.
The opening isn't obvious above you, and as you look around you in this room, you get an eerie kind of feeling that there's nothing obvious. You know, it's just this stone room, but you've emerged from this fleshy entrance.
Can I roll investigation?
Sure.
I don't like eerie feelings.
Clara, I have an eerie feeling.
17.
17. So you're kind of looking, studying anything you're looking for particularly, or
Things that could jump out of the dark.
Things
and
that could
eat
cause
us.
an eerie
Things
feeling.
can eat us.
you look all around.
Especially that black orb coming.
Yeah. There's no light in here at all, but obviously you've got your dark.
Anything that would make me drop dead after failing one check. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. You have a good study of this room. You can't make out that entrance in the ceiling. You have this look around, but There's nothing that jumps out at you in any way. There's this stone
There's no exits
teardrop
to the
shaped room.
south.
The only exit that you were able to find
Yeah.
is the one you've come in from. And
Maybe this is not the room.
whilst
Let's
you're
get out of here.
whilst you're in there, this door closed a bit. You had just said that, so if
Yeah.
you make a dex save, you're welcome to attempt to get out.
Both of us. I'm going to grab his arm.
If you're doing the same, you can both give me dex saves.
Bam.
Oh, it's so high, Jack. I mean, I passed.
It's not even worth telling him how high it is.
I saw it.
12.
Passed.
13.
13. Just.
Yeah.
You both managed to pull one another out. It's an Indiana Jones moment as your shield. You just leave your shield behind, and then you grab it.
No, I don't want to die in here.
You return
I
to that
want to
main
die
room.
in here.
Yeah, this is the room we have decided to die in.
At that point, the door which currently holds your scepter opens one more time.
I fly backwards. I've been pulling it.
Come quick! Help me!
It's a trap, not Thorin here.
Who's next time?
No one knows you're
Back
here.
up, I need back up!
How far is it across the room from where
You
I'm
dashed 80 feet, but you could have been doing some meandering in the meantime.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna make a dash for the.
Back the other way.
I'm gonna make a dash for the hole and dive through.
Okay, so assuming you returned a little bit of the way
Yeah,
to the
let's assume
centre,
so.
On your knees,
Um,
like little boys at weddings. On the
yeah. you are able to run through.
Rock and roll slide.
Maybe you get
Either of you two, you see Malcolm sprinting towards you.
I'm going to shout in. Who are you? Do you need help?
As a blur goes past you.
Somebody save me!
Who are you? Do you need help?
Yes, help me!
Who are you?
Come quick!
Who are you?
Anything you want to do, Simon?
I'm going to wait a round of doors, and then I'm going to shout in and see if anybody's alive.
So you wait. So
Does it sound like a woman? Does it sound like you trying to...
what are you saying? That was perfect.
Trying to sound like a woman.
It's a very realistic female voice. It's in distress.
I mean, that was...
Exactly.
I was just checking to see if
I was
it
just doing the
wasn't.
muffle.
Yeah.
When it's
Yeah.
muffled, it's
Yeah.
tricky.
I'm through that hole like a.
Sure. So
Okay.
just letting Malcolm
Thing
go,
going
neither of you
through
going
a
with him.
hole.
Yeah, well, I'll follow him through.
So you are going to
It's
follow
a series of cheese graves.
Okay, but you're waiting.
I went outside, yeah.
So you head
pile
through
of
this
back.
door, and just after a moment, this door on the east side of your room opens up as that one closes.
If we're doing Indiana Jones,
Sorry, west side
I've just
of your
I've
west
just
side
done a
of your
full
The
body
opposite one.
slide through.
We're
Yeah.
going to dash for it.
We're going to run through it.
So you're going to head through that direction.
Yeah.
You sprint across the room, but before you get there, it will close.
Yeah.
Boing.
Claire's really out of breath.
As you go in
Both kind of clam.
with Thorinir, Malcolm, you're both in that room. We'll just come to you guys. There's a series of doors opening and closing in various places in the interim. But we'll just keep to you guys for a moment.
Bias.
Same description of the room in terms of the shape and the size as previously.
I have a bad feeling about it.
30 or 40 feet wide, and then about 20 kind of north to south. You walk in, again, you still got your torch, and you see this girl right up against the wall, the far wall from where you are. She's got blonde hair, wearing this blue long dress, pale face, just kind of crouched away from you, sort of. You can see about half of her face at the far end of that room.
You can take her back to the Meaty Boy bar.
You're playing
You like
Left
her?
4 Dead.
What was
She's
the-
just
what was
sobbing.
What was the name of what's the face with the mask? What was the name of her daughter?
Brittany.
Brittany.
No.
Ahead of her,
Crystal.
that she draws your attention immediately because she's moving. But ahead of her, in the centre, just the very centre of that room, your eyes kind of check your vision as there's these 3 items just hovering in space in the centre of that room, just floating in the air. One of them, which seems to be a kind of parchment, a rolled up scroll. It's kind of.
Oh, I know somebody who'd like that.
It's kind of phasing in and out of reality more than the other two. So the other two are a lot fainter. So in the centre is this rolled up parchment, which seems to be more present. The other two, just either side of it, there's this what looks like a lantern, like a tin lantern, and exactly the same wand that you took previously. So again, that's floating a lot more faintly than this parchment, which seems to be there.
Okay.
And then there's this girl at the far side of the room.
So I'm not going to get too close, but I'm going to say, what's your name?
So as you approach, kind of long shadows cast across the room. Interestingly, no shadows from these floating images, though. Still crying and just sobbing.
Can we help?
She turns around to you, and as you look back, at her, something isn't right. As he opens a book.
Oh dear.
Unrelated book.
She's entirely made out of bees.
Now we're seeing the don't split the pie song.
Yeah. That's perfect timing, though. She looks at you.
You see, Malcolm, I'm not even going to try and look at this.
Just looking.
Not even going to try and look. Haven't even seen anything in the middle.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
Something's not right about her. She doesn't look evil in any way, but there's something odd about her.
I think that about most people.
As you look back at her,
Eyes rolling a dice.
I'm going to roll a dice.
Tongues for eyes.
Yeah, she's made of diamonds.
You feel this just attempt at you. You feel this assault on your soul or your
Really?
you feel just
You never felt that
something.
before?
You feel something dark and just terrifying and invasive, but you're unable to quite put your finger on what. Can you please roll initiative?
Do we roll initiative?
Let's
keep
not
us in turn
put.
order?
Yeah, let's just put in Thorinir and Malcolm for the moment, just because you're totally unaware of this taking place.
Help!
Danger!
Just for the moment,
Danger,
but we
well,
can still add
danger.
those on as well.
10.
Danger. Stranger danger. Remember they teach this in school. Stranger danger.
Sorry, 6 for Malcolm, 10 for Thorinir. Okay.
And 4 for the demon. I mean, little girl.
Thorinir, you can make out this just sort. This you can see this attack of sorts that's taking place on Malcolm. You can't quite work out. The girl doesn't move at all. She's just kind of there sobbing, but you can tell that he's in. He's battling against something there. You get that kind of first reaction after this.
You're in.
Am I feeling any pain? Any?
It didn't do any damage to you.
Heart damage.
But it's
Chinese blood.
like a pressure against me, or
You just felt this kind of, like sap. This attempted something like your soul being some kind of attack against you. Similarly, not the same as when you had those masks kind of forming on you, but similar sort of emptiness and an assault against you.
From last episode, you fall unconscious and die.
Yeah.
thankfully I've remembered an ability that I'd forgotten I had. So
Don't die.
no, I don't die. No, it
Can't
happen.
approach and pull him back.
Oh,
Malcolm, no!
Oh, good idea.
Wake up, Malcolm!
Yeah, clever.
Come with me!
So you're going up to him and just grabbing him and trying to pull him away, basically. So the room is, probably 40 feet east to west. He's kind of on the far east side of that room, and again, you have to kind of move next to these kind of sort of ethereal objects that are floating in and out of reality. And you use about 20 of your movement to get to Malcolm, and then you can move half again to pull him a little way.
Alright, I'll do that.
So you and your movement's 15.
Some
left
sort
after
of some
20.
sort of mental attack
So,
again.
Yeah, you get him about 7 feet away from where this girl.
I've got fingers in his ears and things in his eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
No, just not look at her.
Okay, fine. So you're just staring, intentionally kind of looking away from her. Okay. As you are pulling Malcolm away from her, this girl, you hear this crying again. There's this sobbing on the far side of the room. These objects still
We've
phasing.
both got hyena in our ears.
Malcolm.
Okay. Do we attack?
Well, how do you feel?
Horrible. It's like that soul-sucking terror again.
It was her?
Well, the
Or
attack
seconds.
seemed to have
A few
come from.
seconds.
Yeah, the attack seemed to have come from her. I'm gonna blast it with my sunbolt
Okay.
straight to the back of her head.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
22 to hit.
22. You strike the girl very cleanly.
Gonna try and blast the dark out of her.
Can you give me a perception roll, please?
Perception. Hey, that's not bad.
Best rolls of the night, do you?
Yeah, that is 21.
It doesn't damage her. As you strike her, she totally disappears for a moment as this room brightens up. This radiant damage illuminates the whole room. Strikes exactly where she is. She disappears momentarily. The only thing that kind of scorches on your eyes as you're doing this is the shadow on the floor retains itself. It's very unusual. It's the only thing. She disappears. This long thin shadow, which looks different to her shadow on the floor, just retains its location as you blast it, and it strikes you instantly. It's as strange, but you don't damage her.
Right.
Okay.
And then she comes. And then she reappears.
Returns as the light dissipates.
Okay. Okay. No chance that the door's opened again, is it?
Not quite.
No, didn't think so.
You've still got these objects to remember as well. They're constantly in your space.
I'm just going to take a step to the side and just sort of run my hand through where these objects are and see if just to see if any of them are actually there. Anything's physical.
So as you sort of run your hand through them, just from kind of left to right.
Yeah, just to sort of sweep across.
The first thing you sort of sweep across is this lantern. Your hand goes right through it. For a moment, you feel like perhaps there's something there, but it goes quite cleanly through it. As you strike the central object, which seems to be more in reality than the other two, you see this, which is the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
You knock it, and it falls to the ground. And it stops this phasing.
Becomes real.
That moment, the other two objects just fade. You can still see them, but they stop coming into reality at all.
Mm-hmm.
They're just faded, and this scroll is now lying on the floor. Anything else you'd like to do, Malcolm? That's your actions, really.
So I can't grab the scroll.
Are you? So you've already attacked and run your hand through.
Yeah,
so it's
so
probably most of what you can do.
That's me then.
Yeah, not moving at all.
I'll just take a few steps back from the
Smudge.
from the scary Silent Hill creature in the corner.
Okay, fine. At that point,
The scary Silent Hill creature in the corner
The
eats my
nice
head.
little girl.
the northeast door opens, which is the one that you guys have just escaped from. And the other door next to you, yes, it was already gone.
Does this have any flowing objects in there?
It's in the northeast room. So are you heading back into
That's
it?
the one that you briefly ran into.
The door.
Yeah, we're on the other side. We're still catching our breath.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get to the west side. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the door in the northeast opens.
Can we see anything from where we are?
Not so back into that
Yeah.
room. It's just it's 80 feet from you.
This is the
Or
worst
six-
knowledge.
It was your full dash, wasn't it, away
It's
from
a
you?
good job nobody is in any peril.
But you could use your full dash to get back to it if you want to, because that's exactly the distance you dash.
You are just in there. There is no reason for us to
Really
go
faint voice coming through the wall. There's some peril going on in here.
Such peril.
Many peril.
Clara can taste blood in his mouth. That's how hard he's sprinting. Now we're right. Wait for this door.
Okay, so you're just staying where you are from your side at the moment, and then Zolan,
We have no reason to go back.
you're just waiting.
I'm going to wait for the door to
I
open.
presume you're waiting.
I am waiting for the door
in
to...
traditional
yeah.
Zolan. Yeah.
You dead?
I assume that's the default state, unless you
We're
say
dead,
otherwise.
yeah. I I'm
Don't
not
think we're dead.
I'm not as brash as the others yet.
Okay.
Getting better.
Yeah. I will be alive. He who... What's the phrase? He who turns to
lives
run
find
away
another
lives to
way-
fight
lives to
another
find another
day.
way.
At this point,
Or die alone in a flesh cabin. That might also be a possibility.
Survive by eating the flesh.
from the north side of the room that you two are in, Clara and Wallace,
Oh yeah. There we go.
you see a being, an ethereal being, emerge from the wall, just on the north side of this room.
I feel
And
less
this-
safe now.
At this point, let's roll.
There is peril! There is
There's
peril!
peril on our side.
Let's roll initiative right around. So you
Danger,
guys,
Robinson, danger!
Thornair and Malcolm,
Mistake,
still got
mistake.
yours, yeah.
Am I involved in this initiative?
Bam!
Even though I'm on the other side of the room?
You are there as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
You are in peril too.
If I'm on the other side of a wall, I'm in relative safety compared to the rest
There's
of the party.
no relative safety around here.
Okay, Clara.
Clary 6, Reap 10.
Okay, you're the same as Malcolm, so
I'm also 6. Triple roll off.
and and Reap's the same as Thornair.
I'm 12.
12.
So I need to roll off.
I think we all rolling? I'm a 6 as well.
Well, yeah.
16.
16.
I got
Eight.
16.
Oh, I got an 8.
Double roll
do we
off.
are we adding our initiative on that?
No, I didn't add mine.
Oh no, I got 13 then. So
Winning.
you're up.
So
Oh, and Reap rolls up against Thornair. Come on, Reapy baby. 18.
14.
So give me some kind of order between Reap, Clara, Zolan, and Malcolm.
Clary ahead of
Clara's ahead of
Malcolm,
me.
Reap ahead of Thornair.
Okay.
Zolan at the back. Or back of the bus. Well, the cool kids are the back of
Reap,
the bus.
Reap's ahead of Thornair.
Cool
Yeah.
kids to the back.
So
And
you're,
what's
you're on
Zolan?
your own in the big room at the moment.
At the
aren't you?
back.
Yeah, but I've got a crystalline structure protecting me.
Wow.
Novice. At this, yeah. So at this point, this creature.
I'm up and I rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the highest initiative of everything.
Wow.
You see this creature, this spectral being. You see this.
Oh, fire!
You see this white lining to it, like this halo of sorts to its creature, sort of lined in this white. Apart from that, its body is mostly transparent, but for its white, piercing eyes.
Oh, white. That makes a change.
And its humanoid face, its long, wailing hair behind it, as it's sort of waving up.
That sounds relatively
ethereally
safe compared
away
to what
from
we've
it.
seen lately.
It has the body of a humanoid. It's quite muscular, but mostly transparent, and it's emerging
transparent.
from this north wall, which at present is around about 50 feet from your location. You have a chance to act before it does.
Does anybody else here miss the days when all we had to do was punch goblins in the face?
Bunch of goblins.
Jumper.
Punch a Gilbert.
Yeah.
Without even kind of thinking about it, he's going to grab his silver knife
Yeah.
out of his belt, and he's just going to lob it at this
Nice.
creature.
Okay. Go ahead.
Maybe silver will work, don't know. That is a 18 hit.
18 hits.
Ish.
Doesn't pass through.
I mean, it looks like it goes straight through it, but you can't, you
it's
can't
not
make
great.
out this body.
6 damage.
6.
Be piercing,
Yeah,
I guess.
6
'cause it's
piercing. So you strike through the centre of this creature. It is unclear really to what extent it's hurt it, but it certainly hits it. You can see some form of sort of tear or embellishment upon it as you strike it, but it's not. This is an otherworldly presence, so it's hard to make out exactly what damage you've done to it.
What happens to the dagger?
The dagger goes through it and hits the stone wall behind it and falls to the floor. Nice try.
The old banger.
Okay, would you like to move at all, Norris?
I certainly would, yes. I'm going to get into phalanx style position, and I'm going to move up. How far away did you say it was?
Like, so between 50 and 60 feet.
Cool, I'm going to move up 30 feet directly at it.
Yeah.
Kind of in the way of Clara for some respect, but enough distance in case you want to do anything. And kind of just shout, "Reveal to me your secret, spectral creature."
Okay.
That's it. I'm up.
Fine. Oh, I've lost my pins.
Oh no!
Oh, bloody hell.
You are...
Lost me bloody pins.
How is it
Must
there's only
spawn
ever
the
your
back of that
characters that
board
get a
from there,
catchphrase?
Derek, so I'm one-handed here. As I press against it.
I want a catchphrase.
Thank you.
But if you get it wrong, that's the worst, isn't it?
Okay. Thank you, Nollis. Reap.
This thing's 50 foot away.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50 foot, 50 foot.
50 foot!
Reap's got, I think, 60 foot flying range. Just to give it the old. He's like been asleep all the way up to this point. He's just like, oh. Yeah, he's got 60 foot. I'm not even reading that. Yeah, 60 foot flying range. Cool. So he's gonna fly on up, fly over to the creature and hit it with the old shock and grasp. Just, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, kablam! I believe that is just a close-up attack.
Yeah, it is because you channel it through. As if you were the
Shock
creature.
and grasp. Lovely. You have advantage on attack roll if the target's wearing armour. I guess it's not wearing armour or made of metal, is it? No?
Well, it's metal ghost.
20! Natural 20.
It was a critical hit.
Lovely.
Critical hit!
Plus 5, so 25 I assume is going to hit.
Yes.
Cool, so it's 1d8 lightning damage and I get to roll 2 of them. 8.
Oh yes.
8.
Oh yes.
16. So he comes down in what is like a swooping lightning storm. It's beautiful. And yeah, big old hit.
So you see lightning sort of...
It's dead, I see.
You see lightning sort of
vanishes,
sparkle up around its head. It sort of catches the edges where it's illuminated by this white halo, and this lightning just adds to that silhouette all around it in its hair and kind of catches it all over the face. It seems this mouth opens wide and his eyes open wide as this creature attacks it and is attempting to evade it as best it can, but fails.
Couldn't have gone better. He's gonna and then unimpressively fly back 10 foot.
Fine. Okay.
But upwards.
Okay.
Double. Yeah.
Thank you, Claro. And did you move there?
Well, that was Reap.
Oh, of course, yeah. So, true, totally different. So, Thorinir, you are in this room at the moment. Your door is not open.
Sure. Still weird crying girl.
Weird crying girl is there.
You've seen the scroll drop on the floor.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up that scroll.
Yes, okay. So you do so. It feels like a regular rolled up parchment, a little piece of twine that holds it together. And you're going to read it. Yep. So
Don't go in the north room. The north room is scary.
There's a transparent man.
Get out while you can, or you're all going to die before Christmas.
Doesn't this room look like a bowel?
In that brief period, because obviously it's 6 seconds, you're a quick reader, I
Very
assume.
quick
Yeah.
reader.
By order of the king, the rock dwarves of Udlag are summoned to fight alongside the dragoons of Equa and their mighty allies to defeat the maleficent souls and preserve the sanctity of Asher. This threat is existential. Should you fail to stand, Equa will cease to recognise the virtue of the Udlag and its people will be forever held in high treason. I will happily recite that again, should you need me to.
Yes, please.
By order of the king.
I'm kidding.
Any Dragoonies watching should now take a drink, I think.
Yeah. Good point.
Okay, so that's pretty much your action to read all of that, but you can move.
Better put that in, and I'm going to head to where the door was.
Okay, fine. So heading back over to that space, this fleshy area that just doesn't, you can't poke it or open.
It's actually the finest parchment that I've encountered.
Yeah, quite nice. Good. Thank you, Thorinir.
It's no wood elf
No.
parchment.
At this point, the girl, without really moving in any naturalistic way, just starts to move along the edge of the room, and you suddenly realise the thing that was unusual about her is she's 2D. She's stuck to the wall, and as you see her moving around the outside, this elongated shadow that does not match her body follows her to the floor, and it's kind of 2D on the floor, it seems, and it moves around to the north side of this room and to the point where it's about 10 feet away from you. And as it does, or the girl is about 10 feet away from you, and as she approaches you, the shadow edges further along toward you along the floor, and it just stands up next to you. This girl becomes that 2D projection on the floor, and it stands looming above you, featureless in its entirety, this great black shadow that fills the room in front of you.
Oh, good.
And you sense that it is attempting to attack you. It's only 10, and it's trying to in some way envelop you, overtake you. You can see what it's doing, but it's just stood up next to you. You have your torch. You've got your torch list, haven't you, in your offhand? You can see it tries to kind of sink back down into almost like a hideaway, but the room's well lit, so you can just see it because of your torch. At this point, we come around to the creature next to you guys. This transparent, white-lined figure.
Gives up and retreats.
Just she said that.
Oh, bloody hell!
I say she. You've no idea what gender this creature. It's neither he nor she. This is just an incorporeal, ethereal creature.
Asexual.
It's called Ethel. Ethel the Ethereal.
Ethereal
Ethel.
It lifts up into the air
Ethereal
and starts to move, hovering above you. It hovers over the head of its nearest target, which isn't an owl, which is Nolus. And from above it, it's going to drop down on top of you. So it's within melee, but it's directly above you, and it just hovers above you, still buzzing and sparking a little bit from this electric that had hit it just previously.
I got you, Bane.
21 to hit.
That's a miss. What? That was also a lie. That's it.
Oh, the frigate is also cursed.
2 dice rolls.
Yay!
Can you give me a Constitution save, please?
Oh, that'll be a pass. Alright. So 16.
You sense the damage it does to you, so it's going to do 12 necrotic damage to you.
It's a fair amount of necrotic.
And which is agony. Again, you this sort of this horribly familiar feeling
Again,
of just
with
your
the
life
agony.
being sucked away from you. You feel but it's doing something over and above just trying to take your life force. You bat away this next level of invasion into your mind and your soul with your sheer will, but it worries you. at this point, we come to Clary. You're 30 feet away from this creature which is hovering just above Nollis.
Don't you get your lightning bolt, Frankie?
Ah, I do. What did it hit me with?
Necrotic damage.
Is it a melee attack?
It's a melee spell attack.
So can I do a dexterity saving throw,
Absolutely.
please?
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
It's been a long time since
That's
you
been a long
since
time.
we popped one of these.
17.
17. Gosh, that's a good one. That is a pass.
Oh gosh.
In which case, we'll take 1d8 lightning damage,
Still respectable.
which is a powerful one.
Better than
As a
nothing.
small arc of lightning comes off.
Fizz.
It caught you off guard a little bit as it approached you quite quickly. You weren't expecting it to fly above you, which just meant you missed slightly with your riposte. However, you've inflicted a little bit
Slightly
of lightning
scorched.
damage.
Slightly scorched.
Clary.
Kill it, kill it, kill it.
I have a number of things. Cool. He's gonna walk up closer. This thing's directly above Nollis.
Yeah, they're in melee with one another.
Cool. And he's gonna move his hands in a motion. He's trying to light them up, and then they're gonna set on fire. And he's gonna throw a cone of fire up at this creature with burning hands. So he's gonna be within 15 foot of it. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
You've moved up to within 15 of Nollis and this creature.
You remember this, even though you can't see it, from setting fire to a bird in Blue Forest.
Yeah, it's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Oh, it's fine. It only takes half of my 3d6 damage. 2, 5, and 2. So 9 damage. It takes you round up or round down.
Round down, I believe.
Down. It takes 4 damage.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
4 damage.
Set on fire and die.
So you strike it with this fire. Some of it seems to catch onto it. You can see like wisps of it around its body.
Yeah.
Some of it seems to pass through it. You essentially don't kind of get it with a full barrage of a strike, but you feel like you've done some damage to it.
Cool. And like a true, because I guess that was it was probably 30 foot from me based on his movement.
Didn't you move within 15 feet
I would move within 15 feet, but then
Yeah.
I'll take my other 15 foot.
to move back?
Like a real hero.
Yeah. So just
Smart hero.
Yeah.
Wise hero.
lunging forward and then
Yeah.
returning back again. Okay, thank you, Claro. Malcolm, you're in this room. The shadow just loomed above you horrifyingly. You're now back in this room. Your torch in your left hand, pole arm in your right.
I'm going to make a slash at it with my torch,
Okay,
my lit torch.
please do. So,
So I guess I had to roll a normal to hit.
have you got proficiency with anything like a club or anything like that?
I've got proficiency with simple weapons,
Yeah.
short swords.
Yeah, a simple weapon will cover a club. So I'm happy if you use your proficiency whilst you make an attack roll.
That's 18 to hit.
18 will hit. Yeah. And are you more trying to bludgeon it with the torch or set it on fire?
Well, kind of a bit of both, really. I've realised that it
Can't
doesn't seem
have
to
both,
like.
Malcolm. You know what I mean?
It kind of doesn't seem to like light, so I'm trying to set. I'm sort of stabbing at it to try and set it on fire.
Fine, you can have both.
Fine.
And the end's sharp. So it's
Yeah, and there's a big steel rod running up through the middle of it, like a
also-
lightning conductor. So as I'm doing that, I'm charging up my sunblast. So I'm back there, boom, out the end, like huge, great shower of sparks. Like, no,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Try.
So what's the attack roll for a? I mean, what's the damage roll for a flaming stick?
Well,
It's a D100, I think.
It's in effect whatever a club would be, which I suspect is a 1d6. We're
Let's
gonna,
have a quick look.
but you can take it as fire or bludgeoning damage,
I'll take it as fire damage.
and then it'll be plus
1d4.
1d4.
Oh no, sorry, that's a lie. Yeah, it's 1d4.
1d4 plus
Sorry.
your strength
So I'll get my.
bonus.
So that is 6. I will have it as fire damage.
6 fire damage. So
Yeah.
yeah, more of the fire than of the bludgeoning.
Yeah.
You strike at this creature. It again, remember, it's slightly sort of seems to be trying to retreat away, but it can't find a hiding space, as it were, from your torchlight. You strike it; it sort of recoils away as you do so. It seems to bother it at the very least.
Okay.
It's so featureless, though. It's hard, it's hard to tell what damage or you've done to it.
Or a shadow
I don't think there's really anything else I can do.
You've still got these sort of phasing in and out. Sorry, they're not phasing in and out anymore. They're phased out, but you see this very, very, very faint visage of these two objects.
Yes, I realise that. But okay, all right. I'm going to try and grab one of these, whichever of the two is closest to me, the lantern, I guess.
Sure, yeah. So as you're waving your torch at it.
Actually, well, yeah. Can I sort of wave the torch and then sort of swing the torch round through the space that the lantern is in?
Sure, yeah.
It's very Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, you do so. There's no impact at all. It's as if it's not there.
Right, fair enough. Okay.
Okay.
Not a lot else I can do.
Thank you, Malcolm. Zolan.
Except, so I will back away. I will back up against the wall where the entrance was.
Okay, as you do that, it's going to take an attack opportunity against you.
Oh, bugger.
So as you just back away from it, its body, again seeing you retreat, grows large again, looms back over you, and it is going to be for 19.
That'll hit.
Welcome to the Shadow Realm. You live in a wall now. Welcome and visit.
Actually, you can re-roll that, please.
Re-roll it.
Yes, please.
What skill are you using for that?
Luck.
Lucky. Once a day, is it? Once per long rest.
I have
3 times per long rest, isn't it?
3, yeah.
Good call.
Well done.
So Malcolm, you see this situation just as you're retreating back, and just as you're certain it's about to hit you, something stops for a moment, and the scene kind of almost replays to you. 9.
Yeah, you'll take that one, please.
It still attacks. It still attacks in the same regard, but you dodge the opposite way to the way that your brain had told you dodged. Very impressive. Okay, you backed away against, just out of melee with it again, toward Thorin's direction. Yeah, on the west side. Thank you, Malcolm.
On the west side.
Bronzolan.
Has the door opened?
No.
Well,
Currently, we've got the north.
oh yeah. Well, what I will do, I will ignore my turn, and Littlebeth will come out directly after mine. And I'm just going to get her to cast a. She's got a chemical salve, 1 of 3 every day. So I'm just going to choose. There is 1 of resistance, where I can get temporary hit points of 2d6, 6, 4 plus my something, which will just be temporary.
Age.
What's my age? I'm 350. 350-ish, yeah.
I'll do. You're going first.
Yeah, I'll go everywhere. I'm the new hero.
That's a tough little no.
Plus my intelligence modifier, so 10.
Minus 10.
Plus 3, 13 temporary hit points.
Fantastic. Well done. You didn't. So that was cool. And you didn't want to ready anything, or you take any other actions?
Well, I was just going to ready a shout when the door opens. Yeah, I'm not running in. So yeah.
The second that door opens, you're going to shout hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That will
Well
do.
readied.
At least we'll know which way to go.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zolan. The door right next to you opens.
Hello!
Was that the one that we ran through?
It's the one you're in. Thorinir, you see, and instantly the northeast one shuts, so these are going off and on at the same time. You see this doorway open right next to you. Zolan immediately shouts, "Hello!"
It's great in here.
Yeah. You see, you can make out Malcolm with his torch, just waving it frantically at this kind of black creature that's in the centre
In a very lucky
of the
fashion.
room.
Yeah.
That's what you make out, and we are at Nollis's turn.
Cool. First thing is he's going to use a bonus action. He's just kind of going to hit himself in the face with his shield.
Brilliant.
As he do that, he's going to cast Healing Word on himself.
Okay.
Does the hand like caress you?
Yeah.
Will it be okay?
It's more like a
shield.
Wake up, Nollis.
Oh.
If you hit yourself, do you then electrocute yourself
I
afterwards?
do, yeah. That's a pretty
Supercharged.
good one, actually. That's
Gonna be added
16
to the power.
That's 4, 7, 8, 9 back. Cool. And then, even though this thing's right above me, I'm going to give it a shot and cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay. So is that a ranged attack?
It is possibly. So let's check this.
Because you'll be at disadvantage if it is.
Yeah, it's just one action, one round. So no, it says 120 feet range. Oh, it is a ranged spell attack. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be. You can do it, but you'll be at disadvantage.
Yeah, no point doing that, is there? Okie dokie. Change from slightly. Okie doke. I know what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I don't have my normal use of looking at my spells, so I'm gonna have to look at them in the book this time. So he's gonna cast Shatter. So it's 60 feet, but it's a 10-foot radius. So I want to put it on, basically covering the thing in front of me. Just some part of a 10-foot spear that was shot.
There it is.
Yeah.
And
And is that ranged? Or that's an area effect.
area effect.
Sure.
There's a sudden, intense, painfully intense ringing noise that erupts from this area. So each creature within it itself must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 19.
Ooh, you are good. So in that case, you will take half the damage. It's not made of stone, crystal, or metal.
Afraid not.
And it's not carrying any non-magical items, as far as I know. So it will take. In fact. It's gonna take. Jeepers. So 5, 6, 7 thunder damage.
Okay. So as you strike this creature with this ball of, how does it appear?
You can't see it. It's basically just it's basically just a really intense sound from a certain area. It's like a shock wave, if you like.
Yeah. So you see the
It's
whole.
incredibly loud. Apparently, you can hear it. It doesn't say. It's just painfully intense, loud ringing noise.
So you virtually burst your
Starts
eardrums,
screaming,
Clara.
yeah.
And this great sound, just the scream, just resonates like the thoom from Skyrim. Just emanates out of Thorinir, and you see this creature's body just kind of shake above you. Sorry, Nollis. Why did I
came
do that?
unexpected.
Yeah. Out of Nollis, and you see
wood
this
elf thing.
creature's body just kind of shake and ripple. It's kind of knocked slightly to the side, but it's still hovering above you. Anything else you want to do?
No, if I move it, it'll attack me. So I'm going to plant myself where I am.
Thank you very much, Nollis. Reap.
He'll give the old shocking grasp again, won't he?
Yeah, it would have worked well last time.
Fly through it, yeah. So there's going to be some form of attack. Oh, it's just a close range attack, isn't it? Blub, blub, blub. 19 plus 5, 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Lovely.
Nice. Do it.
1d8. Nice, 4 damage. So he just flies through him and then zaps real quickly straight through the creature, and it goes.
Sort of knocks
lightning.
slightly back as that sound wave hits it, but it manages to refocus, come in, and from behind manages to, again, this sparking off the top of its head. This creature's movements are slower than it was previously.
Yeah, it's a real zap dice move. If you know that. And Reap will fly back to hover above Claro.
Okay, thank you. Thorinir.
So I'm pretty close to the door now.
It's open.
Yep. And is Malcolm close to the door?
Malcolm is around about 20 feet from the door.
Okay. How far away is Malcolm from Shadow?
About 10 feet away from me. He's backed. Sorry, you did move
I'm
towards
out,
Thorinir actually. Thorinir's actually, Malcolm's actually a lot closer to you. He's probably 5 or 10 feet from you.
And the Shadow is how far away from me?
How far from you? He is 25 feet from your location.
Okay, well I am going to cast Create Bonfire, which is a 15-foot cube of bonfire, obviously, that I can cast 60 foot away, and anything in that space, when I cast it, must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 7.
And is that's a get most probably pass.
That'll be a fail.
Yeah, that's 1d8. The old fire damage.
Okay, go ahead.
The old fiery D.
It's the one that I was struggling to find.
Put him in the fiery
Yes.
That's the one, yeah.
3.
3.
Nice.
So this fire, goes up right on this shadow, sort of merges with its body. It's strange to see this bright light still with this thick cast shadow immediately behind it. It's very unnatural.
That stays there for a minute.
Sure. Okay.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna pop through the door.
So back just the other side, or you can use your full movement. What do you want to do? So Zolan's right by this door. He's just said hello.
Hey!
Shouted hello.
Yeah. Hello! Didn't realise
I
you were
mean,
so
you want to
close.
come in or do you want us to come out? What's out there?
They're fighting over there as well.
Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Do you want to leave Malcolm though?
I'm coming. Trust me.
I'm coming. Right, I'm popping out.
Okay. So just
I mean,
the other side.
You've said hello, but I've just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the other side.
Just so right next to where
So
Zolan
I'm
is.
basically not in the doorway,
Yeah.
but just so I can. I'm still looking in.
Okay, fine. So you're just kind of either side of the doorway between you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Thorinir. We're up to this large, shadowy creature. It's going to again bear down on you, Malcolm, as its closest target.
Mm-hmm.
This 2D projection of this girl still following on the floor. You can still hear this sobbing eerily as it approaches you. The projection is kind of in this bonfire now, and it has passed through it and is trying to attack you. 16.
Yeah, that's a hit.
16 to hit.
Do I use more luck? Ooh. Yeah, re-roll it.
You roll it. So again, this time almost stands still. I'd imagine it's your use of luck is a reflection of your just natural speed. You're so fast that
I guess so, yeah.
you almost see it in slow motion at certain points in time when you really focus your energy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to hit you still at 22.
Ah, well.
Oh. You roll harder this time.
At me, bro.
Come at me, bro.
Okay. You feel this horrible, deathly effect again. You can take 12 necrotic
Oh,
damage.
that's alright. Not dead, I
And-
don't think. Oh, and.
Oh, I don't like the sound of the and.
We'll come visit you in Wall Kingdom.
Yeah.
Your
And
strength
Valhalla.
score is reduced by 4.
Whoa.
So I'm now down to -4 strength.
Yeah,
No,
your skeleton.
your
Your
strength score.
actual
Oh, my
score,
score,
not your
sorry.
ability mod.
Yeah.
You just feel not only this life sapping away from you, but as it does so, the very strength in your muscles, you just feel weaker. The natural amount of force that you're applying to holding up these objects, they just feel so heavy. Your arms fall down by your side just for a moment because the objects feel that much heavier. You feel frail. You feel weak. That will obviously modify your attack rolls accordingly.
Yep. It's alright, I don't use.
Your dex,
True.
I use
yes.
dex for my attacks anyway. So, but
It stands now above you, clearly aware of this light still emanating from your torch, and it's just stood filling that space. You two can see this through the door. This horrifying, Malkin is perfectly bordered by this much larger, shadowy figure all around.
Let's step back and admire what it's done at all.
It just stays right next to where he is.
if I try and move, is it going to get another attack of opportunity?
It's its turn at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Potentially. It is now the creature just above yourself, Nollis. It
I'm
turns
invincible.
again.
Glad you are.
You feel its very body come right into your space. So exactly where you are. It fills you. Its entire body overtakes your entire body as it literally enters your physical space with its presence. It is going to 18 to hit.
That is a miss.
A miss. As you realise that as it's in your body, you just feel this like pulse, and you sense the pain of this creature as it's physically in the space that you're in. It's a horrible feeling. It feels cold. You don't feel like yourself. You see wisps of flashes of its eyes right in front of you, as it physically has ended its turn entirely in your body.
Okay.
It is going to be Claro.
It is occupying 100% of the space.
It is physically
On top of me.
on top of
Wearing him.
Nollis's space.
We're me like a glove.
So I can't attack it without attacking Nollis.
Potentially.
He can take it.
There's only one way to find out. I must think on this.
Yeah. Okay. I can bloody well try, can't I? I can bloody well try.
What's the worst that could happen? You could get struck by lightning.
Yeah, actually, I was really glad you reminded me of that. That's really good.
You won't get struck by lightning. It's alright.
Cool, I'm going to head on over. He's going to. What's my range? I'm not going to head on over anywhere. He's going to stand where he is, and he's going to tear the air apart in front of him, and out of the air will lay this long black strip of night sky, and he's going to cast sleep on the location
Oh, jeepers.
where you are immune to sleep, my friend.
I am, yeah.
So roll 5d8s.
It's a 6. Yes.
Need the big ends. There's a chance this creature is immune to sleep, but I figure knowing that you are 8, 14, lots,
20, 23, 24.
24 hit points worth of sleep. It's going to avoid Nollis because he is immune to sleep, and we'll see if 24 hit points.
Can you read the wording on it?
Oh yeah, there you go. This spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. Rolled 5d8s. The total is how many hit points of creatures this spell can affect. The creature within 20 feet of a point you choose within range is affected in ascending order of their current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures. Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. Sleepers take damage, or someone uses an action to
It's
shake or
immune
slap
to the
them.
unconscious effect.
Okay.
So yeah, you cast it over, but as are you, I believe, or you're immune to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep. So you
Magical
cast the sleep
effects.
over the two of them.
Yep.
You fill that space. Unfortunately, it has no effect.
Cool. It was worth a go. I figured that was all I got.
There you go.
Yep, that's me.
Thank you, Claire. Not moving at all.
There's kind of no point. I'm still a good 30 feet from them. Call it 35, so one normal movement.
Sure. Okay, thank you, Malcolm.
I'm going to spend a key point to make a disengage.
Okay. Go
The
ahead.
step of the wind enables me to do so.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to run for the door.
Okay. So you can happily get out. Yeah, it's about 10 feet away from you.
Yeah.
So you're right. You pass
And
both Zolan and Thorinir.
can I still see the creature through the door?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still stood tall.
I'm going to turn around and I'm going to blast it with a sunbolt.
Please do.
Oh,
Nice.
that's 16 to hit.
Just going to hit it.
Money, money, money.
That's 4 radiant damage.
4 radiant damage. You strike it.
Man.
You let it off, and you realise it's not your most powerful attack. But as you hit it, its whole body sort of reacts to it and just flares up in this bright light, even in a space you didn't hit it. It overtakes it. This creature disappears.
Yeah.
Entirely. I suspect you took a reasonably useful class for this adventure. Malcolm.
Well done.
Yeah, it disappears entirely. That room fills up. It just disappears. That slight sound of sobbing just desists.
And the 2-dimensional projection of the girl, that's gone as well.
You cannot see it.
Trapped
Okay.
in Wall Kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay, if you finished, Malcolm, you've still got movement.
No, I haven't. I
You've
ran out of
You've
the
still got
room.
30 movement.
Well, yeah, I'm
You
not
wouldn't
going
go anywhere.
No, I'll stay
No.
where back out of the room. So.
Zolan.
I'm going to relay that there's a scrap happening on t'other side of room as well, and I'll make my way over to the central divide.
We can probably see flashes of light.
so
and
I can
stuff.
see
So if you want to
Yeah.
dash, you can kind of get all the way up to that central kind of mineral vein.
I might not need to dash. If I was to spend my 30 movement to get there, is
You
there
got 30, I thought it was 25.
25? Sorry, 25 to get, to move a bit closer. Would I be in 120 foot of range?
Yes.
Is there any way? I want to cast a fireball. Essentially, is there some way?
Thank you.
Lovely.
Come on, read it.
Poltergeist?
Hold on, line.
We think there was
Polar
something
Knights.
like poltergeist.
Something
Polar
on-
Knights.
Polar Knights, thank you very much.
I was close
For the
to
follow, we appreciate
Love
that.
the cam setup from baby face to full lush man beard. It is the evolution of beards.
Nice. Which one was the baby face?
That's Stu.
Steve's baby face.
Thank you for
That's
following.
so
We
neat.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you very much.
So you run, 25
25,
feet
yeah.
north. You're still about 25 feet from the mineral vein, and your gaps are very limited.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, honestly, he's gonna at least kind of 3/4 cover from that position.
I mean, it's worth a shot. Can't be bothered to dash. Like if I
Sure.
dash, I wouldn't.
And remember,
be able to
he's
attack until-
enveloping Nollus's body at the moment.
Well, Nolus, I heard him say, "It'll be
He is
fine."
immortal.
I'm invincible.
He is invincible. Yeah, I'm honestly not expecting to hit him, so I will still
Celeste
fire.
has made me invincible.
Fireball, ranged spell attack.
Go ahead.
Kaboom!
Oh, it's a chocolate. That's a strong 9. That is.
A 9 is not going to be enough. You hit the
Should have had that
mineral.
biscuit.
Hit this mineral vein square on.
Cool.
Does it do any damage to the mineral vein?
It doesn't. It seems to just scorch. There's a scorch mark of sorts, but no more than that.
Cool.
Okay, Zolan. Thank
Yeah,
you.
cool. Oh, can little mini Elizabeth have a go as well?
Yeah.
She can move. Oh no, she hasn't got the range. She hasn't got the range to do
Climb
that.
through.
She's got 30 foot of movement anyway, so she can get alongside me. But yeah, ranged attack's only 30 foot.
Did you not carry her with you?
She flies.
The
Yeah.
northwest door opens. The one on your side, the south east door closes. We are at Nolus. You feel this presence within you.
Feel this presence within me. Immediately kind of
Stab
having
yourself
all
in the
of
head.
this stuff all around him, he's going to kind of shout out again, and he's going to cast Thunder Wave. You're 15 feet away, aren't you, mate?
More than 30, 35 foot.
Awesome. So, can it make another con saving throw?
There might be an owl within 15 feet.
No,
No,
because he came up behind me.
you got further away.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good.
Sweet.
Con saving throw.
Con saving throw. It did quite well last time, so we'll see what it does this time.
Natural
He
20.
is 60 feet.
A natural 20. Jeepers. So it takes half as much damage and isn't pushed, which is annoying because that's the thing that I wanted to happen. But we'll see. So in that case, he will take. Ugh, that's not good. He's going to take 1 thunder damage.
1 thunder damage.
Frightening.
Amazingly, despite this being the slightest rock in the known world, you can describe the dissipation of this spectral creature.
And then falls over.
Oh no! He's literally going to kind of go to do this thunder wave. He's so disorientated. He's just going to start shouting. As he starts shouting, there's just a small amount of air pressure release. You know, like when you're taking off in an airplane, everyone's ears get a bit funny. It's a bit like that. It doesn't have the 300 feet audible boom. Everyone feels a little bit like a bit weird for a little while, and then it just dissipates. That's it. Presumably, it dissipates.
And at that point,
It just comes out.
the 5 of you,
Gaseous form.
the 5 of you, return to this. We're out of combat. Return to this central chamber. 2 of you on the north side, 3 of you on the south side, holding this scroll which has been collected from these floating spectral areas. And that is where we will say goodbye for this evening.
Oh my!
Well done, everybody. Well played.
Another week
Thank
survived.
you. Thank
Another
you.
week survived. I will give our fans out there a little heads up. We are coming close to the end of our first chapter of
The
die rolling the Star Engine. We are realistically, we think we're within the last few sessions, and we'll look to get them wrapped up. If not hopefully by the end of the year. That's the plan.
The end of the decade.
By the end of the decade, and then.
Right.
But fear not, this is not the end of die rolling.
Not at all.
This is the end of the Star Engine Season 1. So that's your heads up.
Different
We've been doing
writers.
this solidly for about a year now.
Writer's
and
strike.
Yeah, you're going to have to forgive us a few months holiday, I think. But we will be back, and we're not finished with this season yet. But consider yourself suitably notified.
Agreed.
You find another D&D channel.
Yeah,
To watch on.
and let us know about them.
Yeah.
Watch our back catalogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just watch old episodes.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, everyone. But,
Thank you all.
But before we get to that point, you've got to get through these points first.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're not
Jesus.
done yet, laddies.
Speak for yourself, sunshine. I'm feeling pretty well done.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you
guys.
for
to
watching.
our
Thank
to our
you.
new subscribers. Thank you to our
thank you,
new
fellow
watchers
knights.
and old watchers.
Thank you, Lord Kurgan. Thank you, Raika the Tiefling. Thank you very much.
And the pop guys.
All the YouTubers and Twitterers and Geek Dadders and everybody else out there. Until next time, we have been done.